All right, I couldn't wait. I just want to jump into it. Welcome back to your favorite weekly podcast, Jake. We're 2 for 2 now.
I know. I mean, if you chose to be here over Dan, we got Jar Chomp live. I think Pack Battles live. Shouts out to y'all.
Real Collectors Fake Investors Episode 10. I still feel like terrible.
Gen 10? Gen 10?
I have to wake up tomorrow and go get on a flight at like 5 a.m.
Oh, no, I didn't know
but
that.
I'm committed to the cause because we have a very special guest. Retro, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on, man. We're I think we're both a little sick, but pushing through for the good conversation. So yeah, thanks for having me on. Retro, Japanese Dust Lord, follow me on socials or whatever. And yeah, I'm excited to get into the conversation.
Yeah, what's funny is we were talking before the stream and we were just like 5-10 minutes into this topic, and I was like, all right, wait, we gotta wait. We gotta wait for the stream so we can actually just talk about stuff. Because I think I talk a lot about how I collect Japanese. I've been Japanese for a while, but there's a long lineage of people in like YouTube, eBay, the reselling sphere who really paved the way for the rest of us to do well today. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Jake, do you have any opening thoughts before we jump in?
No, I'm excited to have Retro on. It's been long overdue. Retro and I go way back. I mean, at least till 2021, maybe. I remember you were in some Discords with, I think you were in Oak's Discord for a minute, and we would pop in the live chat to yap about certain things. And yeah, I mean, this guy paved mid-era Japanese to where it is now. If it wasn't for him, Drew would not exist. Shout out to Quilly. He's in here.
I don't know about that, man. Drew's crushing it in his own right for sure. But
he is.
Yeah.
He definitely is.
So I don't know if everyone knows, but Nick, you sell primarily sealed Japanese. You sold it for a long time. I was always
super bullish.
And he's
on
super
English
bullish
modern now, baby.
I was under the impression for many, many years that you were literally the top seller that was not a Japanese person for Japanese sealed. Am I wrong in that?
He's got to be close.
I don't know. I mean, there's a couple guys on eBay, which is something that I'm trying to scale. There's a couple guys on eBay that definitely like push more volume than me, but like wholesale wise, I don't know, man. Like I don't know. Like I haven't talked to some of these other guys. Like I know Yub Chums is a guy that like does a lot of not just Japanese. I think he does like Chinese and Korean stuff too. But like just to put it in perspective and like not to flex, but like year to date,
please do.
Year to date, and like I should like caveat this with the fact that like when I put shit into my spreadsheet, when people buy cases of Chinese, I just put the quantity in as 1 instead of like 20 boxes. So like keep that in mind. But that all being said, like units sold like year to date for boxes, over 20,000 Japanese booster boxes have sold. And like maybe over that, because like I said, I put Chinese in as like 1 instead of 20. So like every time I sell a case, that's like 20 boxes and stuff. But it's like, who cares? Whatever. It's like a vanity metric. But the volume is insane. And like I used to think it was funny, man. Like I used to give Alex some flack because he's kind of like anti-Japanese and stuff like that a little bit. He's like, oh, there's less demand and it doesn't sell. And I'm just like, dude, like what are you talking? And same thing with Josh. I used to argue with Josh, but we used to go to shows and I would bring like 95% Japanese. And I always did like really, really well. So this idea that like no one wants Japanese or Japanese is just like what people go to when they can't afford English, like that's cap. Like that's always been cap. And even back in the day, I mean, people were paying good prices for like low pop PSA 10 hollows and stuff like that. It took a while for stuff to sell, but like back then, I mean, like a lot of the prices you would get for stuff were really high because like everything was just cheaper. So yeah, man, I mean, like I believe it in all, like, and I do Chinese now too a little bit. And but yeah, I just like I I liked Japanese, like from the get-go. Like when I got back in, like I really enjoyed it, and I liked going on the Japanese websites and learning about stuff. And like my first buys on a lot of these Japanese websites were not Pokemon cards. They were like they were Mario Bandai Cardos prisms and DBZ Bandai Cardos prisms and stuff like that, like super niche stuff, because I was just genuinely interested in it. And at the time that I got in, it was Pokemon was like ripping, and I didn't have like any connections, any knowledge. I didn't know anything, so like I didn't have an edge in Pokemon. And so I started like digging into all this other stuff that people weren't looking at, because I genuinely thought it was cool. And I felt like, okay, well, if I can't get an edge in Pokemon, like maybe I can get an edge somewhere else. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's been a wild ride for sure.
Drewski says, going live at the same time as midweek with champs, is that a positive or negative EV? It's confidence or it's pure stupidity. I don't know. We'll know by the end of the night.
It's 2 against 1. I don't think Ricky's live. It's just Jarchomp.
Oh, well, I was gonna say Ricky and Jarchomp can take the 3 of us on anyway because they know how to fight.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, no. So it's Jarchomp and Oyama. They have a live that they do, I think, once every other Wednesday.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. Yeah, they usually bring on special guests. They had Dan on recently. They've had Danny Phantom on. They've had a lot of people on. Some vendors here and there. Yeah, Oyama, Ricky's local to us, and I think Jarchomp's in. Where is he in?
He's from the Bay.
Oh, really? Jake's
he's
from the Bay?
Santa Rosa, I think, or Sacramento.
Oh, okay, he's from the North Bay. Oh, well, Sacramento's not the Bay. Let's not categorize it as that.
I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help.
I have a few questions, Retro. So when did you actually like get back into the hobby? Because I don't think I know that exactly. It had to have been around 2020 or 2021, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'd have to go back on eBay and like look and see like when my first buy was, I guess, like getting back into things. But yeah, probably around like 2020, 2021. And when I first started, like it wasn't about business. Like I didn't know what was possible. I just kind of like wanted to be a part of what was going on. And I was like, I literally like I saw my buddy opening packs on Instagram, and I was like, wait, what? And it was like thinking back, he posted a Jirachi Amazing Rare, and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
So that's Vivid Voltage, baby. It's around what I got into.
I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen, bro. Like, what is this? Like, is Pokemon still a thing? And like, I just went down the rabbit hole. Like, I started watching like Twice Baked Jake, I think was like the first because I wanted to know what to buy. Like, I didn't know what to buy.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, like what set do I buy? Like, how do I figure out like what cards come where, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, dude, I was ripping like a demon. Like I was opening so much stuff, and I got hella lucky, dog. Like it was when Shining Fates was out too, so like I was pulling Charizards left and right. I got so lucky with those. And I remember I've said this before on like different lives or like trying to illustrate a point, but I pulled the Charizard. It was $600 raw, and I knew nothing, like literally zero about the hobby. The ETB was probably $80, $100. I pulled the Charizard. It's $600 raw, and I held on to it because I'm like, oh, this is going to go up in value. It's the chase card of the set. It halved in like a week to like 300 or something. And I was like, dude, you are the biggest dummy of all time.
But like, that's how we all learn, right? I feel like that's
people don't learn that way anymore now. That's the thing. Like it's so different right now.
That's true. People usually just jump straight to like investing without ever, opening up stuff.
Yeah.
For
That's
example.
true. No, I definitely went through some degeneracy with Vivid Voltage. I didn't open like a crazy man, but I remember opening some Vivid Voltage, Shining Fates, Champion's Path. That was brutal. I don't think I pulled absolutely anything from that set.
Hella doubles.
Dude. Doubles, Machamps.
You pulled a Rainbow Gardevoir, and you're like, oh, I pulled the Zard, and you're like, oh, yep. I got the Gardevoir. Grimer says amazing rares beat breaks. I will make a call. I don't make calls often publicly. Break cards are going to outperform amazing rares.
That's a hot take. That's
fine. Look at the Lugia.
That's a hot take.
Look at the Greninja. They're sleepers.
I think you might be right. I will say though, like I think amazing rares are undervalued, especially in Japanese. They're really nice cards, but I mean in English too, like the texturing is nice. Like they're really good looking cards. I just feel like they have a stigma around them similar to baby shinies, where even though like the card itself might be nice, perception is everything. And so because people perceive them to be cheap, that potentially like maybe they'll always be cheap. Now we've seen like Rayquaza is starting to rip and stuff, but a lot of the other ones are cheap, dude. Like I've been buying Kyogre for like $2 in English. You know what I mean? And like that seems too cheap to me. It really does. But you know, hey, okay, yeah. I think those are cool. I think, dude, the one thing I will say, the baby shiny Pikachu from Shiny Treasure, I could never keep that in stock in PSA 10. That card sold so well. It was cheap. It was like $60 or something, but like that card sold so well. And like, it's just an orange Pikachu. It's not anything crazy, but I don't know, man. Like I think a lot of those are maybe undervalued, but like I don't think they're gonna double or triple anything.
The thing is, like, new people don't have that understanding. So every time the hobby gets bigger and grows, that's why all this stuff is doing so well, right? Like
context.
We think amazing rares are kind of like, what do you say, boof? What's the word? Not great. But like anyone new coming in, just imagine like you're looking up a Rayquaza and you find one, you're like, oh, this actually looks pretty sick. Like they don't know the lineage and like how people felt and like all that stuff. So
brother, what okay, what about black and white? Okay, let me just say this. Like, I don't even want to like argue about art or whatever. If black and white came out 2 years ago, that set would have been a dud. There is no way in hell people would have bought black and white. Black and white is going on a run in English. It's dummy expensive in Japanese. I didn't expect that at all. In fact, if you go back to one of the podcasts I was on with Josh, I was like, black and white might slow things down. Black and white is stupid expensive. Like, what the hell are we talking about? And like,
are we talking about Black Bolt, White Flare?
Yeah, like that.
That's why you can't ask old dogs like us. I don't like black and white, like outside of the set, the general, like the genre, like generation. I mean, like it's bottom tier for me. I never
play the games, but dude, 2 years ago, even like no way in hell that set would have performed. No. And like, I don't care how many people hop in the chat and they're like, oh, but that was my favorite. Dude, none of that shit matters. None of that shit matters. Because like actual black and white era stuff was dirt cheap and sat forever. Yeah. Nice full art EX.
In English and Japanese.
In English and Japanese.
I think for the longest time. Yeah.
I think there's a few factors that also play into why black and white are ripping, especially in English. I would say the first being like 151. If it wasn't for 151, I don't think Black Bolt would be doing as well as it is, because I think Black Bolt and White Flare kind of piggybacked off that idea and expanded upon that. And by making an illustration rare for every card, I think it entices more people to collect them all and like go. I think that set's probably going to be one of the most master setted sets, like 151 going into the future, just because like I see how vendors will buy them. My local card shop is like, we can't keep these singles in the shop because that's the first thing people want, because there's so many. There's got to be at least one that someone doesn't have, especially now, and people are just picking them up because like it makes sense to collect something like that than like kind of be scattered across these most recent sets. But yeah, I think it's also the only split set that we ever got, in which I don't know, like, is that going to be like a one and done thing?
I love that. I
think it's really cool,
brother. If we get Ruby Sapphire, like
I know,
lose my number, dog. I will be so far gone, dog. Like if we get a Ruby Sapphire split set,
I know,
on an island with a Game Boy Advance playing. Oh my god.
So this Shug said that the Japanese black and white deluxe boxes are what? That's like $150 or whatever. Sorry, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna sound really arrogant. It was so obvious to me this is like the thing to buy. I didn't buy any because I just didn't have the cash. It's
Those
also
are the thick packs, right?
The thick boxes.
Yeah,
if they do it again, like that's literally all I'm buying.
Yeah,
the jumbo boxes.
What's funny too is like those boxes, my suppliers were always running out of. Like they'd sell a bunch, they'd run out for like 2 weeks, they'd have some more, I'd put them back up, they'd sell out again. Like they just didn't print that as much, which makes sense because like 4 SKUs is a lot. Like 2 booster boxes in Japanese and 2 deluxe boxes, like that's a lot to print. So it doesn't surprise me, but yeah, I mean, like here like Krabby Card said he's like 156 altards, but it's like, dude, no, like this is like, I don't know when you came back in. 2 years ago, I had ARs in a binder at a show for $1, $2 that no one was buying.
No one
Those
wanted.
same
People wouldn't
ARs
touch
now
it.
are $12 to $15. A booth Pokemon no one cares about. So like I'm not saying I don't think black and white is cool. Like there's a lot of arts in the set that I like. I'm just saying the market has shifted so much. And to Ern's point, like the bigger the hobby gets, the less like these
Your
narratives
opinions don't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
Like,
It's just
stop
like
having
we've
opinions.
gotten to a point now where like the art, if the art is good enough, it almost doesn't matter what the Pokemon is.
Yeah.
Like if the art's
I
good
mean,
enough, yeah,
we can
like,
talk about Seismitoad. Like that's a great example of that. I think that's another reason why Black Bolt is a little bit more expensive and probably what brought a lot of interest to the set in regardless, right? Because I've talked about this before, but when we have a set with like this many illustration rares, that makes it that harder to chase that specific illustration rare, meaning more people are going to want to chase that card and open up that set. So yeah, I agree. Like it doesn't matter what the Pokemon is anymore. Like as long as it's a fire art, like there's going to be a chase factor in place.
So I will say, outside of the generation, I think black and white is probably one of the best sets, like composition wise.
I agree.
I'm not saying art. I'm not saying like, yo, this dude Zekrom can take on Zard or whatever. I'm just saying like construction wise.
Yeah.
And like to Krabby's point, 156 whatever art rares, blah 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 blah. Like that's worth calling. I think it's just a good set. But I also did not think
I'm just like
that
there's
people
so
would buy
much
black and white.
recency. I might go Dan red lights on this. Like there is so
let's
much
go.
recency. There's so much recency bias, bro. All the top ARs, like everybody is just goo goo gaga about Tyranitar AR. When that came out, no one gave a shit about that set. No one gave a shit about that card. Now people are like, oh, it has the Tyranitar AR and it carries the set. It's like, what? That was a
Same with the
$30
Raichu.
card. The
Same
Raichu,
with
the
the Raichu.
Meryl. People are like hyped on Meryl. It's like, what are you guys talking about? Like, you guys were not here, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, oh man, like I'm not even trying to be like condescending
I have the
or whatever.
funniest, as we get into our dust collection and show off stuff, I have the funniest stack of cards because as you're talking through this, I'm trying to find the stuff I pulled out of my binders earlier from when I used to vend.
Like, and you probably couldn't sell those.
I couldn't sell them for like $4.
Sell those. Like
I could not sell them for like $4. I swear.
Man, like it's cool. Like I liked all this. I liked all that stuff. And like, look, even the black and white, I love like the monkeys, the semi-seer. Like I think they're super cute. I like them in Pokemon Concierge. I like the arts on them a lot. But I'm just telling you, if that stuff came out any time before the most recent boom, it wouldn't have performed the same. And like that's facts. And like you can ask anybody that's been here running a business, like they're gonna tell you the same thing, whether they like black and white or not. And that's probably why it's going on a run too. There's no one left to sell it because no one's holding it.
Yeah,
no one bought that and invested heavy in black and white. Find me a single Pokemon YouTuber, a single Pokemon business person that's like, yeah, bro, I'd back the truck up for black and white. Not a single one. That's not an accident. Yeah, like that's not an accident. That's all I'm saying.
All right, let's we're already 20 minutes in and the three of us are yelling. I give Retro a lot of crap for not being a collector, even though he's a collector. Jake and I always do what's in your PC, what's in your collection. So I thought we'd do a nice little round robin. Each of us go around, show a couple of things in the collection. Nick, you can go first as being our guest.
Oh no, you guys I gotta go grab some dust. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go. Mine's gonna be really brief. I only have one thing, and it's just a fun story. So over the weekend, for those that don't know, most of you don't. I don't even know if Ern knows this, but like way back in the day, I'm talking like early 2010, 2011, 2012, I was in a band and these were like some of my,
I never told me this.
Yeah, I played in hardcore bands.
Like Team Grunt
and,
style?
Like Pit,
Team Skull,
like
Team Grunt?
Like pretty much, but it was pretty fun. A little violent, but it was good times. My body could afford it at the time. And my brother, he's technically my stepbrother, but he's my brother. Him and I were in the band. He played bass, I played guitar, and we had some really good friends that we still keep in touch with. But my brother hasn't seen them in probably like 8 years. And so we all got together in Oakland. We went to this pizza spot called June's, which is phenomenal. And there's a brewery next door. So I came prepared because the guys all know of Pokemon. Some of them, one of them actually collects a little bit, and my brother did for a little while, but they all know about Pokemon, but they don't all know the TCG. So I gave them a gateway drug. I brought in like some Ascended Heroes packs, Destined Rivals packs, Black Bolt, White Flare, Journey Together, I think Mega, and we all ripped. And the only thing that we pulled from probably like 20, 25 packs was the Mega Attack Gengar.
Let's go.
And so they got a dose of reality with like pull rates of Modern. They're like, what is going
25
on?
packs is what, like $300?
Yeah, that was all on me too. And I bought the pizza too. No,
I'm
it was a
super
great time.
bullish on those cards.
The Mega Attack,
MA.
dude, they're good. They're
I
fire.
graded
I think like in
100
a
of them.
binder, they'll look phenomenal together.
By the way, I texted Jake this photo. I did a one ETB at my buddy's shop. Shout out Bayer Card Plug Luis, and I ripped the Mega Gengar. The top
He
one.
did. He texted me that day, and then he just blessed me with the
It's
Mega
already
Attack
out,
version.
dude. It's already at PSA.
Of course, it has to be.
Yeah, we're getting it. I think I've shown this before, but I always like when I get an opportunity to show it. I love showing it. Have you seen this, Jake? Did I show this to you?
You know, I have seen those, and I remember when they came out, and I was like, I should buy one because I
Dude,
think it's
this is
so good.
The coolest thing.
Yeah,
This is a shiny Star V. I guess it's not really a ETB. It's like just like a collection box. It has sleeves. It has packs.
it has the full art Crobat too, right? The shiny.
Does it?
I think it does.
I don't know. But this is I have like 6 of these I bought back in the day. And they're just so like look at it. It's so cool. Unfortunately, Silver Shiny Star V is like not doing well. So I have this. Anytime I can show it, I'm happy to. I haven't shown you this. I got this from my friend Daedalus TCG. So remember this, the 5th anniversary promo?
Ah, nice.
So this
Very
is
nice.
this giant box as I'm packing all my stuff up.
It's such a good box.
Look at that art. On the back, it tells you what it gets. So this is the 5th anniversary traditional Chinese gift set. And that's a promo you get. People have seen that promo.
Yeah.
I gotta sell this.
I think that thing ripped.
It's on its way out. So those are my 2. And now Retro's gonna show us a painting from Toriyama from his bathroom of
Oh damn, you already spoiled it. All right. Well, let me start with some let me start with some card dust to sort of like, you know, just a little amuse bouche for the palette.
Is that the temple?
This is a Indigo Plateau. This
Indigo
is
Plateau,
a Japanese
Celebi.
Yeah, so it's the same art as a set card, but this to me is like super cheap. This one has a swirl. I'll probably sit on this for a while. I think that could be like a $3 to $5 grand card. Here's some Toriyama dust. This is like my favorite art of a prism, like of all time. Like I just love this card. This is like classic 90s DBZ nostalgia for me. So I love those. Pretty much the only people that care about those are like Mikai and some Chinese whales. Here is a Majin Vegeta kicking Goku. So this is production art. And you can see up here it says like end. So this is the last frame in a scene of him fighting with Goku. So like after this frame, it would like transition to a different scene basically. So like I really wanted to get a Majin Vegeta, so I was like stoked that I got like an action shot, which I was really hyped on.
That's fine.
Wait, so I have a question. How much did that cost you, and when did you buy it?
I think that one was like 1,200 or something, maybe. I don't know.
When you bought it?
Yeah. Now it's probably I don't know. Like it's so tough. Like a lot of this stuff. Like we can talk about it later, but like a lot of the production art. Like the reason I went into it, I sort of like worked backwards. Like before I bought anything, I thought like, how am I going to get out of this? Like, what's my exit strategy going to be? Because with sealed Pokemon, I just put that stuff up on eBay or Instagram and it's gone. With something like this is a little more niche, and I think that the narrative hasn't really been established around this stuff. But when I first got into it, I was looking at the prices, and I'm like, dude, people pay thousands of dollars for a tiny little 3-second marker sketch from Arita on a Charizard that he's done 10,000 times. These are one-on-ones done by the animators of like all your favorite shows. Like, this is a one-on-one piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the cell that goes along with it, so the actual painted cell. But there's not 20 of those out there. There's not 50 of those out there. There's one. That's it. So if you want to own that scene, like, that's it. That's extremely compelling to me. The price points on a lot of this stuff were super, super cheap when I got in, and I felt like I got in late. And this is like 2-3 years ago. But my way to get out of it was kind of like, eventually there's going to be a narrative around this stuff established, because all these other collectible areas are going to skyrocket. Like, at that time, manga was popping off. BGS started grading manga. CGC doing magazines, now PSA's doing magazines. So I'm like, all right, at some point, money is going to move here. People are going to realize, and a lot of the whales were already sort of like going after this kind of stuff. So anyways, my goal was like accumulate. And then at some point, take this to Golden and like pitch the narrative. And now we have like Cam at Golden, which is even better, right? So we kind of have like an in.
Shout out to Cam.
Yeah, so like that's my goal. But like, I just like, when stuff seemed way too cheap, like the kind of stuff I sit on, it just seemed way too cheap, but it also like isn't super easy to get out of. So like, this is like, I have a few of these. This is like an uncut sheet of Dragon Ball Cardos. So like, and these arts, like, I've never even seen these arts anywhere. So like, if I got this cut and graded, these would all be like pop ones, and you can see on the back like the cards.
Whoa.
You know, so like stuff like this. And like,
I probably
what?
How do you get it cut? Do you cut it yourself, or?
No, I'd have to ask like Rusty or something like that, like where you would go get this like professionally cut. But this came in a lot with like a bunch of other random cool DBZ dust. I'll show you this other thing. But I paid like $60 for the lot. This is a ticket to the original Akira Toriyama exhibition that they did in Japan, which is basically where he shut down a museum and they just like did a whole exhibition for his art. So this is like an original ticket. You know what I mean? And this came in that same art with like a poster signed by him and like a bunch of stuff.
That's sick.
And then this is a cell. So I wanted to show this too, because this is like the other side of it. So this is from Neon Genesis. Oh, hold on, let me just.
Oh,
this is Unit 1 from Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is like easily my favorite anime of all time. So I don't know, like stuff like that is really cool to me, really niche. But this is the actual cell. So this is a piece of plastic that was painted on, and they use this. They would like slide this under, so a camera is like facing down, and they're like snapping, and you slide the cell in, and like same thing for like a mouth. Like Vegeta's talking, you'd see like there's a cell of Vegeta's face with no mouth on it, and then there's a separate cell with his mouth like open and closed. And they like slide that in, take a picture, slide it out with his mouth closed, take a picture. And that's how you get like the talking animation. So like, that's how they used to do animation for all these shows. So it's, I don't know, super dusty, but it's super cool.
You're like, one day you're going to be like that grandpa who has all this cool stuff in your house. Everyone wants to come over and hang out, and everything's digitized in 50 years. And you're going to pull out like this.
And then this is like crazy vintage polo. Like, this is like a grail vintage polo coat. And this was made famous because Raekwon wore that in the music video for Can It All Be So Simple. So like, I'm a huge 90s rap nerd. I love like vintage 90s like rapper gear. That's like one of the grail polo coats. Like, I got the same way you can get into rare promos and stuff. It's exactly like that in clothes. Like, there's limited runs and, you know, attrition and all that sort of stuff. So that's like really what I'm into, is like vintage clothes for sure. So, but that stuff I actually wear, you know what I mean? Like, this stuff I'm sitting on because it's like, I think it's going to appreciate and do well over time, and I like it and I think it's cool. But like the clothing stuff, like I actually, like I get to wear it, you know what I mean? Which I like. So yeah, hopefully
you're not a shoe head keeping stuff in your closet. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. No, I don't do that. I can respect it, but like I buy shoes because I want to wear them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, same.
So that's
Yeah.
just how I am. So hopefully that was a
love
good assortment of various dust. But
real quick,
So-
if you guys have questions throughout the stream, ask them in the chat because we don't have really a agenda. I want to pull up questions as we go. Ibex asks, how do you feel about the 5th anniversary promo being 3 to 4x the Yokohama Worlds promo? How do you feel about that, Retro? Let me pull up some statistics for you. The 5th anniversary Pikachu is a pop 4,800. Okay. The Yokohama Pikachu, I believe, is a pop 20,000. Let me actually double check this. Anyway, how do you feel about this, Retro? 24,700. Seems like it makes sense to me.
yeah, I mean those are pretty easy to grade. Like the only issue with those was centering for the most part. So I would say that. But like the Chinese one too was there's an getting stuff imported from China is a whole different ball game than like getting stuff imported from Japan. Like I ship stuff from Japan to people, and sometimes it gets there in like under 48 hours. Getting stuff in from China is like it's a crapshoot. You deal with way more customs issues, so you know, a little more little more barrier to entry there. I think those boxes were actually limited in Chinese. Like I think they did like a specific run, and that was sort of it. I don't know. I mean, it does have Charizard and Mew on it too, where I think the EX one is like Koraidon and Miraidon. So like maybe, but you know, like I'm sure the Japanese one will still do well over time. You look at the Festas, like all those have done well over time. Like it'll never be a card that's not in demand. But yeah, it doesn't strike me as like super crazy that the Chinese one is more valuable, at least right now. So
Look at this total pop. 56.45. That's all cards. And this is the total pop for this one. 25,000 and then 30,000. I don't know.
I also
Makes
think
sense to
it's a
me.
new market. It's an anniversary promo. I think it was gonna do better personally. I think Chinese also helps with all the other exclusives that came along with it over the last couple of years. So probably more attention on cards like that than the Yokohama. But the Yokohama's fire. I wish we got that in English. Such a good card.
I don't.
I mean, we look at what like that what happens to cards. I can't remember the Japanese release, but our Crown Zenith Pikachu. I think it was the Precious Collection.
Collector one? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how that's performing compared to those, but that one's fire.
It's like a $400 promo. Oh, wait. I got to look this up. It's doing well. But, dude, that box is huge.
The Precious Collection, yeah, it is massive.
Yeah, it's massive. I actually might
Yeah.
have one in the closet. Give me a second.
I was gonna say the Chinese one, like you mentioned, Retro. It's got Charizard and Mew on it. Like that's such a no brainer, bro. Like what? Why wasn't I buying that? Yeah.
Can you imagine
that's
buying
massive.
like 10 of these and collecting them? And
That's like if you wrap that, I would probably guess that it was like a PlayStation or an Xbox. Like put it under the Christmas tree. It's the last thing I would have expected.
when it came out, I bought like 4. I opened up 2 of them, sold all the accessories for like $200, $150. People wanted accessories. But yeah, that thing is huge.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, I can't remember like what the context was, but I remember watching like a SM Pratt video, and he said, I can't remember the context, but he basically said like, what's the alternative when talking about like whether or not a card was like a good speculation target. And so when I look at like the Crown Zenith, like the full art Pikachu and then the secret rare one, I just remember that like, what's the alternative? The alternative is for the one with where he's under the leaf. That's a God Pack pull out of V-Star Universe. And I look at the secret rare one, and that's out of the Precious Collector box. So like those cards, and I mean they've already like appreciated decently well, but like I buy a lot of those cards off TCG Player and churn through them because the sell-through rate is insane. But like if you bought 100 of each of those cards and sat on them for like 3 to 5 years, I bet you'd be pretty happy with yourself, because the alternative again is an extremely expensive, gate kept by like an expensive box. In the case of the Precious Collector one, it's an expensive card. So for those cards to be like $30 in English, And the PSA 10 prices on those like aren't that crazy. So I don't know. Like I just remember that, and I've sort of like held on to that as like, you know, like what's the alternative? And like if the alternative is an expensive, like way more expensive option, then, you know, maybe it's a good buy. So
yeah.
It just sold for $735.
Oh, the Japanese. Okay, I was
The
like
Japanese,
the English one.
not English.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I remember the English copy was like $5 for a long time because at first people thought it was a hard chase card, but then quickly realized that it's not as hard to pull as they expected it to be. And I mean, I truly, I've talked about it on the pod already, but I think that it being like the last yellow border full art Pikachu card in English means way more to the hobby than people like understand. And I think time will tell. But like it doesn't matter the pop. Like in 10 years, it doesn't matter the pop. Like cards now these days don't matter. Like,
dude,
just imagine when people actually understand like Crown Zenith's like impact, I think, as a whole. But then you have that last yellow border Pika. It's a big deal.
so
I
that's a good
think a
segue.
lot of those full arts from Sword and Shield are like the Pikachu one. Dude, Pikachu does not get a lot of chase cards. He just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like especially full art ones, he doesn't. So like that stuff seems cheap to me. Like I know you guys don't like earn maybe like more than Jake, but like go to your inventory, like your inventory, not your collection, and look at the P and the C section. Do you have a ton of Charizards? Do you have a ton of Pikachus? The answer is probably no. Why? Because they've all sold. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. Like it seems so dumb and brain dead and obvious, but like that's just the truth. Like I don't think I have a single Charizard in stock right now. And a lot of the stuff that like sold through crazy, I'm like, man, like you should have bought more of those, or you should have like priced it higher or whatever. Same thing with Pikachu. Like Stamp Box Pikachu was a card I said I would never go out of stock on. I haven't had a Stamp Box Pikachu in probably like 3 to 6 months. You know what I mean? And like I'm not trying to buy them from Japan now because now that they're so expensive, like the chance of you getting scammed on like an $1,800 box, like that's just, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
But it's things like that where it's like you have to have the like what's the word? Just like the belief in yourself and like the belief in that like this is obvious, and even if everybody isn't recognizing it right now, like at some point they probably will, especially with those two Pokemon. So anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I think that's a good example of like what you went through in like 2020, 21 when you were selling some of this mid-era stuff, like or it just wasn't moving, and then people realize what it is, and it's like you've already moved on. You know what I mean? Like you're on to the next thing, and I think that's also a benefit too. You're like ahead of the curve, but like it also can be kind of like a double-edged sword because you're like you feel like you sold things maybe too early, but at the same time, like you wouldn't be where you're at if you didn't. So I don't know. It's an interesting way to think about it. And there are times where I know there are cars that I should probably buy heavily into, but it's just like I got to choose my battles. I can't like I can't have everything. You know what I mean? And I'll be like that card's gonna go that card's gonna just go crazy, and sure enough, it will, and it has. Like I've seen it more and more as I've been in the hobby and just been able to trust my gut. Like you say, it's just like once you like really establish like your understanding of like just like the general consensus on things and how things become popular in the hobby, you kind of just like you see it before it happens. And I've seen it time and time again. We all have, I think.
All right, let's answer these 3 questions real quick. I'm gonna get back to this topic because there's a lot of history around trusting your gut and getting cooked and then it paying off in the long run. Just Humble asked, this run has gone way longer than most thought. Whenever it's slowed down, it picked up right back up. What actually stops this momentum? Pokemon is just dropping banger after banger. I don't know. Nick's got me convinced it's more related to global economy than anything else. I don't think like.
Let me go first, and then I think Retro is gonna have the most to say about this probably. But like, I think we're seeing, like, I don't think this hobby is going to ever go back to what it was. Like I honestly mean that in a lot of ways.
In what way?
People, I don't think we're gonna see like pre-2020 ever again.
Prices?
Like
or what do you mean? Like
prices. Even I don't even know if we'll see demand like that in our lifetime in the hobby. And I think mostly because I hear me out though, because I talked about in the last pod where like we are seeing all of the signs, especially with ultra modern, that are going to bring us closer and closer to MSRP. Like those prices are going to come back. I believe that wholeheartedly. But do I think that those changes are going to affect the vintage market the way we think it will? I don't think so. Like I think like there's always going to be like waves. Like this stuff moves so fluid that like if something kind of like, I don't know, becomes less in demand, that just gets like sloshed somewhere else, if that makes any sense. And like that continuous momentum continues us into an upward trajectory over time, regardless. And so like there's going to be ups and downs in different parts of this market. And there's so many markets, nested markets within this hobby. But like, I think that it has been interesting, this boom, compared to what I would say like the 2020, 2021, just because I feel like we had a lot of things to point fingers at. And like, I look at our recent like Logan Paul break, and I don't feel like that did much of anything really. Like, in my opinion, I think that there are a lot of things to point at now with like 30th anniversary, but like, I feel like giving all of that credit to the way the market is I don't think I think is a little unfair. I think that there's just so much going on no matter what, and like content creation, ripping ships, like the social media aspect has just really started to, I don't know, bake itself in. Like I feel like there was a lot of fresh things happening in 2020 and 2021 that felt probably a little nuanced that I feel like now are becoming more solidified. I think of Alex, I think of Nostalgianomics, like investing in this stuff. He used to get in battles on streams with so many people. Jake, John, like everyone, right? And I remember like I was tuning in. I was locked into those. I think a lot of
were
us
you on the one I did with Alex where PK hopped on half the way through and they started like going at it? And I was just sitting there eating chips, holding up like different mid models to the camera.
I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all. Like, and I feel like just him and Jake, man, they used to butt heads a lot. But what I'm getting at is like the investment perspective was like there are so many content creators now focused on investing content. Whereas like Alex, I don't want to say he was a pioneer in it, but he was definitely someone at the forefront.
He's been very consistent with what he
Yeah,
has said
exactly.
since day one.
Exactly. And I think there's risk to that.
People just don't. There's people who just don't like him.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Personally.
I think
that's like it discredits him, and I feel like it's super unfortunate.
It also works for him because
Alex,
people.
I'm not saying.
Yeah. Shout out to Alex, but like I think there's people out there that truly just hate watch Alex. Like there are people out there, like, and there's a large amount of
people who just want something to be upset about.
And I think Alex is really good about how he, I don't know, how he plays his flute, if you know what I mean. Like he knows what he's doing as a content creator. You know what I mean? Like I think it works in his favor.
Himself and his
with like it's like when you say like us versus them, or when you say stuff like maybe this isn't for you, like you know what I mean? Like they're like, wait, is he talking about me? that's what people do, and so they instantly get defensive.
Yeah.
But like, what I want to say is like, Alex.
Jake, I need to reel it back to the original topic. We were on like 3 different topics from the original question.
No, I was just gonna say like.
Okay, sorry. Keep going.
No, I'll wrap it up. But like that social aspect, businesses have found like dug their heels into this, and like there's so much more money that's being thrown into this hobby from different businesses. We think about GameStop. We think about all these other companies scaling, and new grading companies. Like there's just more of it. And so with that, there's more demand in the hobby until there's not. Until there's not.
I wanted to shout out Crystal Retro. If there's someone who can compete with you in non-Japanese, whether that's Indo, Thai, T Chinese, S Chinese, Japanese.
I don't touch that stuff.
Crystal's one of the very few people who is actually dedicated to what she cares about, and that's basically not English.
Shout out to Crystal.
All the other languages. Nick, sorry, it's going back to you. What do you think is going to slow everything down?
Let me see if I can hold my breath.
You're good. I had a bunch of stuff that I was gonna say, and then like I just kind of got lost in listening to Jake and reminiscing on the PokeTuber beefs of the early 2020s. But I think I don't know. Like I look at like what's going on, and like I look at like Kai and I we kind of have this like ongoing joke like in a bear, like we're like in a bear, like that's happening in a bear because I can't remember who it was, but he showed me like a thumbnail of like some massive PokeTuber, and this dude had like I don't know, this guy's probably got like over 100,000. I don't even remember who it was, but he was like the top 5 promo cards going up in a bear, and this was like 6 months ago. And me and Kai were just like laughing because we're just like, this guy has so many followers and so many people listening to him. And people are like convinced by listening to him that it's a bear market and that like it's amazing that these cards are going up and stuff like that. So it's just goofy and like level setting and like being here for like a while and sort of like seeing how stuff goes. But I look at like the broader market and the broader economy, and I see the same sort of thing. Like money doesn't evaporate, right? Like right now, kind of what's happening in the stock market. Like if you look at like XLI, XLE, XLU, which is energy, industrials, and utilities, that's been outperforming compared to like tech and software, which is just being absolutely hammered. So money doesn't just evaporate, it goes somewhere, it rotates. And it's the same thing in these markets. Like if your favorite alt art or a box or whatever the case may be comes down, it doesn't mean that money is evaporating or leaving the hobby or people aren't interested anymore. It's going somewhere else. And there is one thing I would say to people that are like, oh, it's too expensive for me to, dude, I was literally just talking to Kai 2 weeks ago, and I was like, bro, there's a bunch of PSA 10 mid-era holos that are like $60. I think I still have some listed in my store, and I was about to go on Mercari and drop like 10 bands and just buy them out. Because I was like, dude, this seems too cheap. And he was like, oh, yeah, don't get too cute. Anyways, I hopped on like a week ago. All that stuff's doubled or tripled in price, even unpopular Pokemon. But guess what? It's still cheap. You can go pick up like an Arcanine from a pack that's going to cost you $500 to open and buy a PSA 10 with a swirl for $120. And if you catch it on an auction, you can probably buy it for $80. So I'm not trying to hear this like, oh, it's so hard for collectors. Really? Really? When you can get a PSA 10?
That's only if you like that kind of dust.
Okay, well, if you want the thing that everybody, if you want the thing that everybody else wants, and then you're mad that it's expensive, like, oh, cry me a fucking river, like that's crazy, like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So,
and
like,
what's funny is that a lot of those people crying are the people that joined in the last year and a half, 2 years. So it's like cry me a river, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
It's like dog, like I want to, you know, Rolex Submariner, but like you don't hear me out here just being like, oh man, I wish that was a $50 watch. Like, no, like come on, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but like Pokemon crushes it. And I've said this before, like I watch Pokemon Presents like an earnings call. And Pokemon is just continually crushing, and not everything's linear. Like Jake made the point about like the Logan Paul box break didn't do anything, but like, dude, we were talking about Chinese like 3-4 years ago when Chinese buyers were coming in and buying these Japanese promos, and like Chinese boxes even like a year or two ago were like $25. Gem 1, Gem 2, like those sets were like $20, $25. Now those have like doubled in price. So like that wasn't linear. It wasn't like, oh, these Chinese whales are coming in and buying Japanese. Like no one cared about Chinese boxes when they first came out. Then people started making content around them. People started opening them. They started releasing the like tag team sets, and they're like, ooh, like I can get, you know, Chinese tag teams, which are really good print quality, and it's a cheaper alternative to English or Japanese or whatever. Then people slowly started to get interested. But again, during that time period, Gem 1, $25 a box, right? And so like these things are not linear. They take time to sort of flesh out. So let's say 10,000 people watch the Logan Paul box break or what, like I don't even know, I didn't watch it, but like let's say 10,000
45.
All right, 45,000 people watched it. Not all 45,000 of those people are going to go the next day and be like, I'm interested in Pokemon cards. Let me drop 5 racks. It's not an immediate catalyst. These things take time. These people are going to start and they're going to watch content and they're going to open packs, and maybe they spend $50 to get an intro. They buy a booster bundle or something like that. They open some packs. Then they start watching market content. And out of these 45,000 people, maybe 3,000 of those people find their ways to channels like this and Dan's and stuff like this that are a little more nuanced, that have more
us all over again.
Yeah, it's literally like it's the same thing, but it takes time. It's not
Yeah.
linear. It's not an immediate, and that's why like Rudy kind of wins because it's a time thing. And if you sort of like let stuff play out, like the time sort of like takes care of a lot of stuff. So I don't even know if I answered the question, but I'll let Ern go because I've been yapping too. So
I'm just gonna move on to the next question. First NSA, thank you for the $10, $9.99. Thoughts
Oh,
on
shout out to
mid-level
NSA.
Sun and Moon slabs GXs. Saw a write-up about how they're relatively low pop compared to modern. Is kind of true. They look good and will always be more scarce than Scarlet Violet and SI.
SV.
So, real quick, just a little definition. Scarcity. I don't think the term you want to use is scarcity. I think you just mean rare. Because scarcity implies that people want it. And there are a lot of things in this kind of general bucket of like, it's not hyper popular. It hasn't pumped yet. It's low pop. Could it pump? Could it do well? Do collectors want it? Are people buying it up? There's a lot of things right now in that general camp. And I honestly, I think it's kind of like you got to just pick the horse that you believe in. Like for me, I bought a bunch of Rumble cards last month in Japanese. I knew what I was doing, and it paid off. And it paid off really well, like literally quadrupled my money. I got lucky though, and I also didn't realize it was going to happen within a month. But just generally, what I'm trying to say is like there's a lot of stuff in this bucket. I wouldn't say like this is a thing, and I wouldn't give an opinion like you should buy it because like there's so many things that could do well right now, and money's just being sloshed around everywhere that like I don't know. If you believe in it, I would do it. If you don't, then don't. But but again, the word that you're looking for is not scarcity because that implies demand, and I don't think there's demand, or I don't know if there will be demand in the future or relatively soon. I have no idea.
what do you think, Jake?
The thing is, when we're in booms like this, and I feel like retro is different the last time when you were looking into like the niche stuff and like looking for stuff that you see value in. I feel like we're at a point now where people are pulling for anything and everything, and like I'm just cautious of that. Like I don't know. Sometimes you gotta kind of wait and like let things play out and kind of make calls based off that. Like I think that's the thing is like this question makes me feel like there's like a decision that has to be made right now. And I don't know. I would look at other alternatives. I mean, to me, this isn't something that would interest me, but is there demand for it? You'd have to like look at, recent sales, sell-through rates for singles on TCG Player, all these different things. Like, I don't know, like sometimes you get lucky too. For instance, I was buying the Lugia V from the prize pack on TCG Player. And that's like the one example that I had that I thought was a weird niche, but because it has a popular Pokemon, it's a popular artist, it's done by Arita, and it has a cool stamp. Like you compound all that and you see that, okay, I think there's something here. And it's another gut thing that we were talking about earlier. Like I guess you gotta like trust your gut. Like, does it really make sense to you? Like, and this may, oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know. And I
Just
what I
for
was saying with the
example,
price. Yeah.
by the way, I think it's like this general era or
Yeah, but like I
selection
think
of cards, right?
he's talking about like the like random GXs, like the mid level, not like your high caliber Rayquaza
Oh,
GX
dude.
or your we're talking like random GXs.
I have
That's
an
what my
opinion on that.
understanding is.
Only buy
That's
the popular ones. I
and
bought
that's what
the
I'm
Charizard
saying.
from Burning
Like,
Shadows, like the Gengar Mimikyu, which is way too expensive now. Like, sure, the popular ones, but
yeah,
everything else, I wouldn't.
yeah, and that's
I thought you meant
maybe I
these.
interpreted. So I might be interpreting the question wrong, but like you've got to look at like all the different elements that make something a success, whether that's a success a year from now, 6 months from now. But like you got to actually visualize it. And there's certain things that I don't see a future in, that I stay away from. Like I also like this era doesn't do it for me all that much aside from the actual tag teams, which I've sold off. Like I sold off my entire tag team set because that was one of those things that the market just, I think they overvalued, and I'm glad that I did. But there's just a lot of junk too. Like people are trying to
Yep.
turn fool's gold to gold sometimes, and I don't know.
Yep. Yep.
What,
Shall we
what are
keep
your
going?
thoughts, Retro?
Oh, retro. Yeah, please.
Just like really quick. I mean, I think like one of my like super dusty plays for a long time was just like flipping the rainbow Japanese GX tag teams because those are like stupid low pop. Like I know people don't really mess with the rainbows as much, but a lot of that stuff was like literally sub 100 pop, and for like decent ones too. And they've probably gone up since then, but I look at a lot of that stuff and like especially the double rares, so like the lowest rarity, Pikachu, there's a lot of Charizard ones in Japanese, like the Charizard Reshiram and the Charizard Breaks In or whatever it is. That's like a $12 to $15 card. There's ARs of Pokemon no one gives a shit about that are like $25. So like, do you have a lot of downside risk at $12 for a Charizard tag team? Probably not. But is it going to triple tomorrow? I don't know. Like, are a lot of people talking about it? Are a lot of people hyped on it? Like, I don't know. So I think it's like a low downside play, but I don't necessarily know that it's gonna go parabolic tomorrow type thing. So that would just be kind of like my take on it, I guess.
No, that's a good point. It's just like the downside risk, which I definitely didn't mention, but that obviously plays a huge factor. Like if we're talking $4 or $5 cards in volume, like go for it. Like I doubt they'll, hit $1 or $2, but yeah, I mean you mentioned Charizard. Like like that's just like it's popular Pokemon that are tied to it. It's usually a yes.
And it's a Rita. I think like most of those are Rita arts too, right? So
Yeah.
Two more questions, and we'll just keep answering questions. Sorry, I got a cough. Dude, I need to get rid of this cough. All right, we'll keep answering questions if that's good. Thoughts on whether 25th anniversary is something that will only boom every 5 years, and 25th anniversary feels dated compared to more modern foils?
I mean, this happens every time, right? Like I remember, I remember how much generations climbed up around when we were about to hit celebrations, and we're seeing the same thing now with celebrations. Like it's just like there's a point where like I feel like I've talked about this so many times, but like the hobby is like got such a like short attention span that like once we hit the 30th, I want to say a year after the 30th year and a half, people start to just like forget about anniversary sets. And then it's about a year and a half before the next where people start to speculate and start talking about it again. And it's like just this ongoing cycle. Um, and like there are prime times to be buying some of these anniversary sets. And I think that like it's going to have that overall cycle over and over every time we hit that 5 year mark.
yeah, I mean, I would just say like birthday Pikachu English is probably the most liquid card I've ever sold. Like it I think now it's up to like $40. 2 years ago, that was a $4 card raw. You know what I mean? So like it's definitely seen parabolic growth over like the past 6 months to a year. But that card has like always been liquid. All the classic collection stuff has always been liquid. Like that entire classic collection is evergreen plays and will probably be evergreen plays for like the next 5 to 10 years. Like people were selling Blastoise and Venusaur for like $2 to $3, and you could grade them and sell them for like 65, 75 bucks, and they would just sell like 2, 3 a day on eBay, like all day long. So I don't have a sealed position in celebrations, but the cards themselves are super in high demand, and I don't think people are ever going to get old of them, and I don't think it has to be the next anniversary for people to be like interested in that stuff because people are buying those cards like every day, all day long. So
Yeah, I guess the Celebrations Charizard is a good example. I feel like Dan yapped about that so many times, but that card has been like a continuous free play like this since that set dropped. And like what's just crazy to me is like the way we saw the main set and like all of the hollows were just bulk basically, and then we look at what the Mew has done, just the half art, like it's wild to me, and it
Don't
just
sleep on
goes
the
to show that
hollows,
that's what
especially
I'm saying.
Japanese. That's all I'm
They're
saying.
all legendaries. They're all the Japanese ones are
I'm
nice,
I'm
but
just
yeah,
saying.
even the full art like the
Lugia, man.
VMAX surfing and flying Pikachu's, like I don't know what those are
Yep.
doing right now, but those are given.
Yep. I don't have anything to add to this, so I'm not going to answer it. We have a question for a good friend, Peak.
Shout out to Pete.
I'm actually genuinely curious, Retro, your answer to this question. What's the most expensive card or cards you've seen recently that surprised you the most? His is White Star Birthday Pikachu. Like, what
I
is
think
surprising to you?
Dude, everything's surprising just because of how, like, even you were talking about the Rumble cards. Dude, I was literally looking. There was like 3 Gyarados on Mercari PSA 10, and they were like $170. And I just was like, that's getting too cute, because they were selling for like 220, 250 on eBay, and I was like, I'm gonna buy these, and they're gonna sit for forever. Like, I used to be so dusted, and I have like trained myself out of dust to scale. But like, so now when I see stuff sell, I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like, this is insane. Like, this is so crazy. Like, everything surprises me. Like, it does and it doesn't. It's like I think Elottie Charizard is like 15 grand now or something. Dude, back in the day, I cannot tell you how many hours of conversation
That is insane, by the way.
with the other Ernesto. That was like his favorite card, and like that checks all the boxes, right? Nishida art, Japanese exclusive holo, promo, limited release. Like, it was so obvious, but that card sat stagnant for so long at like, I don't know, 1,500 to 2 grand, and now it's a 15 grand card. It's like it's obvious in hindsight, but dude, we would have these conversations in Discord about like all these cards that had all the fundamentals, checked all the boxes and stuff, and they just sat.
Yeah.
Like they were stagnant for literally like 4 years, and now they're finally getting this, and it's cool to see. But it still surprises me. It's like, damn, like that sat stagnant for so long. You had so much time to accumulate it, and now it's 15 grand cards. So it's kind of nuts. I mean, I think it's overall good for that, and I'm glad that people are finding this niche stuff, and that it's not all hyper concentrated to just like the latest and greatest. But yeah, it is wild to see. It is wild to see. So yeah.
I think mine
I'm
would
convinced.
be.
Oh no, go ahead, Aaron.
Jake.
No.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm convinced that I'm broke because I'm not a Charizard fan and I'm a Blastoise fan, because I have the Elottie Blastoise in a 10, but it ain't doing 15.
It's like 2 or 3, right?
I don't know. I paid like $400 or $500 for my 10. I have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
That's a
I
crazy
think-
good pickup. That's a good
Dude,
deal.
That's a good
Yeah.
price. I would say Japanese vintage, and in particular, like the base Zard, which is going for like 10K plus now. It was like a 1 to 2K card for like the longest time, and easily purchasable. And then I would also say, although this is not as surprising, it's just a matter of time, is Japanese E series. Because like a lot of the PSA 10s were like 200, 300, $400. The Gengar, the Expedition one, was like $400 forever. Like the Mewtwo, the Expedition, PSA 10, $400 forever. The 3 birds, like $300 forever. Like literally, you could go on eBay and you're like, no, it's still, no, I'm not gonna buy it. And it was that way, like up until last summer or last fall. So like the last 4 years.
And like here, okay, I have to tell this. Like, this will be quick, I promise. Like, I bought, because like I just feel like people don't like. It's like, dude, you had to be there. Like, you had to have these experiences so that you can kind of have perspective. I bought a PSA 9 first edition Shining Mewtwo in English for like $1,000, right? And at the time, there was none listed on eBay. There were no 10s, there were no 9s, there was only 8s and unlimited. and there was an 8 on auction that was already at $1,000 with like 4 days left. So I was like, okay, like this 9 is like a great pickup for $1,000, right? I get the card, I list it, and I start getting offers from all your favorite pillars, and they're lowballing me. And I sit on this card for like 3 months because people are like, "Oh, a shining PSA 9 first." Dude, this is like a year ago. Literally,
I remember that, Retro. I remember when you had
this is
it.
a year ago. And
I almost wanted to buy it from you.
Dude, like, so this is so obvious. And like, I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, this is such a saucy card. I love the art, the texture's sick, or whatever. Anyways, I ended up selling it to a local guy for $1,400. I was like, cool, I'll take my 40%, get out. And he goes, it was so funny. He goes, don't you want to hold on to this? Like, don't you want to like invest in this? And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm churn and burn. You know, it's just so funny, man. Because like now, I don't know what that card is now. It's probably like $3 to $5 grand or something like that.
It's like
But
four.
it's just
First set
so,
9's like 4 or 5.
is it really? Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
like, it's just so funny because people are just like, oh yeah, like it's obvious. It's like, dude, you could have sauce. And like to Ernst's point about the E series, the same thing, dude. We graded all that stuff. And we loved it. We thought it was so cool. We loved the art. We were into, you know, unlimited Japanese and all that stuff. We love that stuff. So much sauce, dude. So much sauce. And people didn't know about it. Probably is like what it was. Like people just didn't know about it. I don't think it was that if you showed people that they didn't think it was cool. Like I just think that people didn't know about it. But it was just such a different time, man. And like yeah, I don't know.
It really was, man. It really was. And like I feel like that's it's another like as beneficial as it has been to be, as like truly it has been to be in this hobby for 5-6 years. I look back and I'm just like, damn, like it's just so different, and it just flipped. Can we give a shout out to Sal for all the $2 poetry he's writing about why Charizard's better than Blastoise?
On tips right now. Wait, what is this? Is he singing a song to himself?
He's writing poetry about why Charizard's better than Blastoise, I think, while giving us $2.
The only reason why Sal likes Charizard is because it's more expensive.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
This is that Chat GPT poem type beat right here.
It really is. Oh, and
Split Earth asked earlier. He also tipped $2. Thanks, Split Earth.
Shut up.
He asked. He wanted to know if you would freestyle. Are you? Is that now or another time?
I know you used to make music. I don't know if you still are.
You guys want me to rap on a Poke stream? I mean, you know.
I'm not going to twist your arm. We can also just answer this question.
All right.
Retro, you said you were going to start grading 3,000 cards a month. Do you even pre-grade at that level? I mean, I did 2,000 last month.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
But if you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm not going to say how or why.
Yeah. Let's keep that under wraps. But anywho, no, I do pre-grade. I recently hired a full-time employee, so I'm teaching them to pre-grade. But yeah, it's quick. It's quick. It's all process, you know, to sort of like just like look at stuff quick, check corners, centering, all that sort of stuff, and then just having piles and like processes optimized to just sort of like get through stuff quickly. But like, you know, it's not 3,000 like SARs or anything like that. Like it's primarily like cheaper, good looking stuff. So it's not like I'm out here like going crazy, you know, buying like, ooh, I have 3,000 mega Gengars from a set. It's not like that. It's nothing that crazy.
I feel like that's a good pivot into our sponsor, Ern.
Sponsor, you say? Whoops.
Yes, sir.
Other one. Sorry. That broke things. Jake, you want to take us away?
Yes, sir. Gem Inspector. Shout out to Drew. So Gem Inspector his business is a pre-grading service that aims to add clarity for collectors, offering detailed condition notes in all 4 subgrade categories for just $5 a card. Yes, sir. You heard that right. $5 a card. A feature that isn't offered at PSA below $150 per card. Additionally, all cards will get a grading estimate for both PSA and CGC's grading scales. Gem Inspector also offers a service for businesses where cards can be sorted as gradable, non-gradable for your choice of PSA or CGC. just for $1 a card, baby. Just $1. Any submitter may send cards to CGC and Fanatics auctions for $9.50 per card and 50 cents saving per card compared to the publicly available rates. Check out more details at geminspector.com.
You know what I like about Drew's business is like, for me, I would just say, dude, just go learn how to do it, people. But like, if you can build a business around people who just literally, like, people are smart, but they're just inherently lazy, or there's inertia around learning new things. And so if you can build a business around just like making it easier for people in anything, right?
Yeah.
As long as you can, yeah, that's right. As long as you can scale it, like, that's brilliant. I would be so concerned about some whale ship me their cards and then, like, you know, it has like a ding on it and you're like, oh, this is actually a 7. They're like, what do you mean it's a 7? It's a poncho. You know, like that's kind of scary.
Sure.
But yeah, that's good for Drew. Thanks for
shout out to
supporting
Drew.
us. And yeah, that's one of the ones
I think it's a really good service. I honestly might start using him for the business stuff at both. I mean, if you think about it, like $1 a card to pre-grade, what can you do getting your time back? Like, how many cards can you pre-grade in an hour?
Yeah.
Like, let's say you can grade 3 cards a minute or something. So 20 seconds a card, 180 cards an hour. That's $180. You can't outcompete $180 in a boom. You know what I'm saying? And the cards are done. And if you're going to make an average of like $5 to $15 on those cards, who gives a shit about $1? You know what I'm saying? That's not even 10% of what you're going to make back. And if you getting your time back allows you to now grade 5,000 cards instead of 2,000 or 3,000, what is that worth to you? $1 a card's pretty cheap. I imagine he's going to get inundated with a lot of these big businesses and have to raise prices. Before the end of the year, he will raise prices. I bet. So I don't know.
Get in early. Also, just think about it. Like, Retro, we can click a button on TCG Player, ship to Gym Inspector, have him pre-grade everything. He decides what's worth sending to CGC and Fanatics. You never see those cards, and you get a check in the mail. Like, what are we doing? Like,
dude, the path to Dubai is as little widget interaction as possible. Like, you should not be touching the widgets. Seriously, like, do not touch the widgets. Just buy and sell the widgets, but do not actually physically come into contact with them. That's the key.
Yeah.
Real quick, if you guys have questions, ask them in the chat. I will start the ones that are appropriate and make sense and answer them. And we will, we'll chip away throughout the night. We have a bunch that are saved up. What were we talking about before that I wanted to get into? Oh, population. And so Nick was around back in the day when cards, especially in like mid era and Diamond and Pearl, EX era, there was like no pop for some of the cards, like literally zero. And I think when people make comments like, it's so obvious, or like, why didn't you buy this thing, or why aren't you buying that thing? I don't think people understand that like it's really good right now, but it's not. It wasn't always like this. You know, like it's so obvious because it's happening, but like when it's not happening, it's not obvious. So Nick, I wanted to really go through like some of the stuff we were talking about before the stream. Like, this must have been like in 2020, right? 2021.
Yeah, I mean, like it was cool, man. Like, you know, like I got lucky finding like a group of people that sort of had like, yeah, it's definitely all bullish on this side. I don't know about those Catch 'em all collectibles live streams, but we're bulled up over here. I'm just playing. But no, man, like we got lucky. We kind of all found each other in Pokenomics Discord, and we were all sort of like into the same stuff and trying to like find our own lane, I guess. And yeah, man, I mean, it was just a different time, but like liquidity just was not the same as it is now. Like, there's stuff that we do now that like would not have even been like, I remember watching a Squeaks and Radar podcast, and Squeaks was talking about these Mario Pikachu poker decks. And back then he was like, He was like, yeah, man, like I used to buy a bunch of these, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, are these like, it's crazy to me that these are even a play, like that people would want these. These were poker cards. Now those poker cards in like Black Label, and I remember making this. I literally made this play with Dan like 3 years ago. Like we went in and we bought a bunch of like super dusty Mario Pikachu stuff. We Black Labeled like 4 or 5 of the poker deck ones, and I think I sold those Black Labels for like $400 or $500. They're probably like 5 or 10 grand now of these Mario Pikachus. But
Wait,
even
what,
go back
what
even
card is
before
this?
that, and Squeaks was like, it's crazy
They're
that this
playable
is even,
cards.
yeah, like, and people, but he
Yeah.
was just like, why would people even be grading this? So, dude, like, liquidity was so different, and there's so many plays you can make now on cheap stuff that you can scale so insane. That was not possible in 2021.
It's just, yeah,
It-
it's just
it-
like
like,
Oak with the old made cards.
yeah,
Like,
exactly,
Oak,
like that.
yeah.
But even that, like, dude, once like a bunch of people got sort of like caught onto that dried up so quick. But now it's back. Now you can make money off of it because like liquidity is here, and people don't know that was like a super easy to do blown out play. All those cards 10. That's what I'm saying is like it was just, and like I don't mean to sound condescending or like I know more than you or anything. Like that's not the case at all. It's just like the perspective sort of like, and sometimes it can hold you back because price memory can cripple you.
That's
like, can seriously,
totally.
can seriously
100%.
cripple you. But it's just like it's yeah, man. It's just wild to see like the kind of stuff that we do now at scale was just not possible 3, 4, 5 years ago. Which is why for a long time I was still like going to school trying to get like a finance degree and was going to go work in like investment banking or wealth management or whatever because I was like, yeah, like I'm making money doing this at scaling, but like, is this going to last? Like I had no idea that it was even possible because it wasn't. It was not. And even dudes like Rusty and stuff, James was not doing $50 million in 2021. James was crushing it, but he wasn't doing $50 million. And it probably wasn't possible to do $50 million back then. Now he's probably going to do like 75 or 80 or whatever. It's just so different, man. And like, I'm not saying that to like put people down or say like, but it is amazing to see how much infrastructure has been built out, how big things are, and how many things are like possible now compared to back then. I'm glad, like I'm not mad. I'm not like an old dude like shaking my fist at the sky or telling people to get off my grass or whatever. But like it's just so much has happened and things have gotten so big in such a short period of time. 5 years. 5 years is not that long. People are like, I'm going to buy this booster box and I'm going to invest in it for 10 years. It's been 5 years since COVID and it feels like a lifetime, dude. Like so much has happened. Like these people are out here talking about 10 years. It's like, dog, what has happened in the past 3?
I know 5 years in the hobby, it does feel like a lifetime because I feel like there's something that's happening every day. Like there have been so many people that ask me like when I go live with Earn, like, how do you guys figure out what you're going to talk about? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like the night we ended up closing up, we got leaks for the next set, or like the next day is Pokemon Day, bro. Like there's something happening every damn day, which makes 5-6 years feel like a long time. And you said something else that I totally am blanking on.
Do you have anything that you bought from 5 years ago?
Me?
I mean, either
or him?
No. Yes. I mean, I still have a Vivid Voltage box that I bought in 2021, 2020, whenever that set came out. Like I have a lot of stuff from when I got back in. That being said, like I met someone in 2021 that was it 2021, maybe 2022. I can't remember. I met him through Orion. His name's JD. He has been in the hobby for quite some time. He actually went to Rusty's card shop back when Rusty had a card shop. And he was like, he had bulk bins of PSA 9 Gold Stars. And like, they weren't selling. And so like back then, JD was buying raw cards of Gold Stars and Shinings over the 9s because they made more sense value-wise. And so he had all of that up until now, because people like him are cashing out. And this is a question that I have for both of you, but like in the last, I won't say how much, but it's 6 figures that he's made in like the past week. And he's about to probably make another 6 figures with the cards that he just sent to grading. It's all the Gold Stars, a bunch of crazy low pop stuff on Z&G right now. Like he's about to cash out. And I'm like, I think it's great. Like good for him. He's about to pay off his house, any debt that he has with him and his wife. Like it's fantastic. But like for me, I'm wondering, asking you guys, are we still early? Like, are when we're like, is that
Depends on
is
what you
like
buy.
I mean, sure, but like, are we still early? Because I mean, Orion talked about James's video. I was listening to James's video, and like when someone like James, who's making 50 mil in a year, like
Selling 50
revenue,
mil, not
yeah,
making 50
selling,
mil.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
I mean,
there's
he would not be making
he's
YouTube
making
videos. Let's
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is he's making what 5-10%, maybe more. Who knows? But like when someone like him is saying like I'm a little cautious right now, like this is crazy. It's like, what does that mean? Like, and not even to talk about all the acquisitions that Pokemon's doing, all of their communication with modern and so forth. Like, what's are we early? Like, or are we at a point where things? Because I truly don't know where we go from here, but I feel like every time I ask that, it just surprises me every time. So it's just like I'm not holding my breath for something bad to happen. I know you guys aren't. I know for damn sure Retro's not. Like, there's no way in hell. But like, and I'm bullish. Like, I think we all are because we wouldn't be on this chat right now if you weren't. But it's just like stuff like that where people that have been in this hobby for so long are making really risky decisions, but also like I think about something that this is, man, I'm gonna go on a tangent right here. I probably shouldn't, but Rusty made a really interesting video recently, and I don't know if you guys watched it.
The booster
Like
box one.
really interesting. Yeah. So I'm really curious what that means in the next 10 to 15 years. I think I have an idea, and like I'm looking for things right now that make sense for me. But like when people like him are kind of like, I guess, pioneering something and like taking on the risk themselves. But then you see people like James that are saying things like he's saying on his recent videos, and people cashing out that have been in this hobby for so long, that are true collectors, that are just like, I need to capitalize on this. Like, what is all that? Like, what does all that mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's a lot of back and forth that makes you feel like you can think about it in any direction, but like we're still just killing it year after year.
I think okay, so like James, to put it in perspective, James was buying people's binders and buying collections and like grading stuff, like doing like the OG, like, so for James to like blow up his business so insane in such a short period of time, and then see what stuff's selling for that he used to sell, and like when he sees these black label sales sell for like a multiple, and he knows because he's been grading for 10 plus years, and he knows it's all BS, that at any given day you could get a black label from BGS, but that if you crack it out and cross it to PSA, it could get in. Like, all that shit is cap. All of that's cap. So when I hear people say like, should I buy pristines and like look for good pristines to grade black labels? It's like, dude, like you are missing the plot. Like, this is all cap. Any card at any given day could be a black label. Like, oh, well, what if I buy a tag 10 that's like a 999? Then I send it to BGS. That's for sure good. It's like, this is all cap. This is all cap. And James knows that. That's why he's saying it's insane to me that this card is $12,000 in a black label, but it's a $800 PSA 10 or whatever. So like, these things can both be true at the same time. James can think that that's ridiculous because it is. And then at the same time, Rusty can print retarded money off of grading, you know, like booster boxes and being first to market with graded booster boxes. And if it's, you know, coming from the company that's like verifying that it's real, and it's coming from Rusty on top of that, who has this like super respected name, it's like, of course, like if someone is going to be there to buy a graded booster box, which they probably will be, because like, you know, people buy dumber stuff, and it's coming from Rusty, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is about as good of a vouch as you can get. So like, both things can be true at the same time. Like, as far as your question, like, are we early? I think absolutely. And part of the reason I feel that way is like, I don't know if this is like super, I'll try to dance around this a little bit. I used to be in an industry where, okay, I used to own a dispensary, right? And I saw for a long time the way that the market shifted and how people acted and how institutional money acted around that industry. And for a long time, they sat on the sidelines and watched everybody play in the muck because there was legality issues and federal tax issues and all this stuff. And like, as legality sort of like changed, as more states went legal, as things started to shift around, that institutional money started pouring into that. And all these like old heads that had been there, that had been taking on the same way, taking different risk maybe than what people are taking risk now in the hobby, but like same thing. Like back in the day, these guys that were taking risk opening fossil boxes and grading them when there was lower liquidity, it's the same framework. A lot of these guys that were taking risk back when there wasn't infrastructure built out, then they were like, oh, this is crazy when infrastructure did get built out. And all this institutional money sat on the side and let everybody else make mistakes. And then once things started to get more calm and the dust settled, then they all moved in all at once. And now the industry is like massive. More states are legal than ever. Like, you know, like I don't know how YouTube safe all that stuff is, but like I'm just trying to say, I see that exact same pattern playing out in collectibles right now. The exact same pattern. That I've already seen this movie before, even down to the cons. High Times is the exact same thing as Collecticon, even down to the Zion cases. But the only difference is you got dudes with Zion cases and slabs. Back then, you had dudes with like $100,000 pieces of glass from these famous glass art. It's the exact same thing. I've seen this movie before 10 years ago. Like this exact same thing is playing out. So like, do I think we're early? Yeah, absolutely. Like I still think there is so much room to run because the infrastructure is just now getting built out. Like, are we early? eBay Live is in beta.
Yeah.
Are we early?
Yeah.
Like, yes, we're early. Yes, we're early. Like, absolutely, dog. Like, how long was QVC running for? What were your moms buying on QVC back in the day? Like, we are absolutely early. So anyway.
And, you know, it was a bit of a baited question because like I looked at that video that Retro put out. Not Retro, but Rusty put out, and the first thing that came to mind was Birdman and Gary doing their thing, trying to get Pokemon graded with PSA. And I'm like, that to me is like all happening all over again. And Rusty's the next generation of that. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like you said, eBay Live's in beta. There's way more industry money in here. I think that there's quite a more interesting, crazy things to happen over the next 5 years. And it's just seeing like, I didn't think this current boom would last personally. Like, I'll admit that I didn't predict this. I don't think a lot of us could have this fast, at least, right? But yeah.
I mean, it was so ripe. It was so ripe for the taking, dude.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many cards, just needed a little nudge, just a few more sales points, just another all-time high. And that's like how that's like the edge that a lot of the cards teetered on for like the last 4 or 5 years. You know, you just needed to get like some strong recent sales on this card or that card or this promo or that promo, and then people start to run with it. And I think the cat's out of the bag where it's like, it's not hard to figure out what those cards is anymore.
I also have to flag that like this hobby is completely unregulated, I think. So like
that's big.
There's a lot of stuff that's going on behind closed doors that probably isn't a good thing, but like there's nothing we can do about it. We can't show proof, but it is what it is. And so
don't hate the player, hate the game. I agree. There's nothing you can do about it. I think like when I hear the general idea, like, are we still early? The undertone is like, I'm missing out. So should I bother? And it's like, what are you missing out on? I still stand by this. I said it last stream. The collector that's trying to get like vintage, yeah, you're probably kind of wrecked. Like you're probably wrecked.
Especially the new collector trying to get vintage.
Yeah, the new collector trying to get vintage, you're probably kind of wrecked. But like, there's a bazillion cards to collect. There's endless promos on English and Japanese and other languages. They're releasing sets every 2 to 3 months. In Japanese, you can have it every month. And you know, there's so much to get involved in. But I think people gravitate towards like, well, I don't want to be missing out on something. It's like, you kind of have to figure out what's important to you.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think a lot of people who engage the hobby actually know. They just don't want to be they just don't like seeing someone else succeed and not being able to say like, oh, I want to do that too. It's like, well, put in the work. You can do the same
Yeah.
thing. You can stream. You can sell on eBay. You can
Yeah,
source cards. You can
exactly.
you can do all these things. Like there's
That's
literally no barrier of entry, right? There's no
but
one
that's like
stopping you
the
from doing these things.
it's like the mindset though of like so many new younger people coming into the hobby though. It's just like I want to replicate that, but I want to do it in 6 months, not 6 years. Like people want to do what Retro's doing right now that joined in the last year. And I'm like, there's levels to this. Like there's levels of like not only understanding the hobby, but relationships you make. I think I don't want to speak for you, Retro, but like I don't think you would probably be where you're at without the people you've connected through in this hobby, right? And like you can't, there's no way in hell you can like replicate those relationships that quickly. Like that alone is just not going to happen. So like, I don't know. And like from like a collector standpoint, the new collector that's coming in wanting vintage, like those are people that are going to chase value, in my opinion, that are not necessarily here, maybe not for all the right reasons. And a lot of them just like, oh, if it's too expensive for me, I'm just going to like exit the hobby because it isn't for me. But like there's people like you and I that come in and see like, oh, like what else is there? And that's like Retro diving into this niche, very dusted stuff that turns out to be valuable 6 years later. You know what I mean? Like it's part of the game. It's part of the game.
I think too, like just to a just specific cards. So like to your point about like the vintage stuff, and like I could get wrecked on this, and like I actually might. We'll see. But like when the golden stuff popped up, like right when the auctions first started or whatever, Kai was like, oh, the first edition chart, like it's gonna go crazy and all this stuff. So I went and bought a PSA 10 unlimited base set Charizard and sent it like straight to James because I was thinking like, okay, well, like the auction's gonna end and then like all these people are gonna rush in and want it, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's like 450 pop or something like that. Like the market cap on that card is like, I don't know, 10 to 15 million. The first edition one sold for over or what, like a million or like, so I'm like,
It
dude,
was
for unlimited
950.
so like
Yeah.
for unlimited to like not like, to me at some point, I don't know when, and like I'm not trying to shill this card or whatever, I might take a bath on it, we'll see. But like at some point it makes sense to me that like base set unlimited PSA 10 would be like $100,000 card. I don't know how long that's gonna take. It just like that clocks in my mind, like that makes sense. So like, is it a good time to like rush in and buy? Like maybe not. Maybe I look like an ape and get absolutely cooked on it and lose like a bunch of money. We'll see. But I still think that like having a long-term mindset makes sense. And that's why like the first video I sort of made when I came back was just sort of like stay the course, keep going and all that stuff, because it's tough when people only see the finish line. But like grinding to get here was, bro, like so many nights buying from Japan up till 4 a.m. in the morning. My girlfriend coming out into the living room and looking at me, and I'm sitting there looking like a gremlin at like 5 o'clock in the morning, buying like, I don't like Poke Park Raikou or some shit. You know what I mean? Like people have no idea, and it's like, dude, you stay here.
No plug-in Poke Park. Okay,
Yeah. you
no fly
stay
zone.
here and you commit yourself and you make good relationships and you do good business with good people and you stay honest and all that kind of stuff. And that sort of stuff compounds so crazy. I remember when I got in and people were just like, oh, Rusty, like he's this crazy pillar and like he's so honest and he's such a good guy and all this stuff. And like you look up to these people and these people seem like bigger than life. It's like, holy crap, man, like you have built like such an insane business. And like 3 years later, like I get invited to his house and I was shook. I was like, that's crazy. And, I've seen people that have come in over the past 2 or 3 years get like the invite to his house and stuff. And it's like, that is so amazing. And it just goes to show what's possible if you really like apply yourself here. And so like, that's why I made that video, because I felt that way. I watched all these people printing, making so much money, seeing all the success. And I sort of felt the same way. I was like, I want to change my situation right now. But that wasn't reality. Like that, and that's not like a reasonable expectation to have. And that's with anything in life. That's not just with Pokemon or investing or money making or getting a career you want. Like you have to grind, you have to work at it, you have to stay committed. And that's how you get these crazy like outsized outcomes or whatever. But it is so amazing what is possible within, and even within collectibles. And like maybe I'll make a video about this, but like I've seen some people outside of Pokemon build insane wealth in collectibles, not just like Pokemon. Like I know guys that deal in like coins and fossils and all. Collectibles in general, just as an asset class, are an insane wealth creation tool. It doesn't happen overnight, but they're an insane wealth creation tool. And if you can really like narrow into like whatever it is that you love and you're really passionate about, and it doesn't feel like a chore to research, and you can double, triple, quadruple down on that and become like an expert in that space, that will pay dividends over time, you know? And
Yeah.
so like if anybody feels like, oh man, I missed the boat or whatever, it's like, dude, like you have no idea what you can accomplish. So like, you know, believe in yourself. Like don't sleep on your own potential. So
Facts.
Galaxy's plugin. He wants you to unblock him on Instagram.
Bro, he was like always asking me like hella questions and stuff, and I was like, dog, like who are you? Like it was weird.
Well, now you know the biggest digital mystery slab supplier this side of the Mississippi. I was gonna add one last thing. The goal is just to be involved, like responsibly.
Don't leave.
Don't mortgage the house. Don't take on debt. Like, if you're here to make money, that's cool. But like at the end of the day, just get involved. Go vend a show, learn how to sell, collect stuff, like stream. And there's like infinite ways to get involved. And I don't think people understand that like your advantage over time is literally time. You don't have to be like the biggest streamer. You don't have to be like the biggest seller. In fact, like I was never the biggest streamer. I didn't stream. I never really was a big seller. I vended for like maybe a year. And it's all just like adding, like, in your Boy Scout, you add all like merit badges to your sash. Just adding more like knots, to your it's just experience at the end of the day and staying plugged in. And that's how you get like better connections, better relationships, better deals, better opportunities. You build rapport. Anyway, all that stuff. Jeremy's been patiently waiting. I have 70,000 of sealed inventory, but only 4K in raw and slabs. Recently started getting into vending. Should I start to trade sealed for raw locally to get more inventory? I noticed raw graded sells better. Sounds, Jeremy, like you answered your own question. If it sells better there, that makes a lot of sense to do that.
I mean, I feel like singles are the play right now. Like I know a lot of people that are selling slabs are focusing more on singles. So like if it's more in demand and you have plenty of liquidity you can put into more of those singles, then why not?
I think new slabs there's a supply choke. So I think a lot of the sellers are just moving over to something that's easier to obtain and, arguably just as liquid. But like focusing on slabs is kind of tough when like you can't say they'll make a Charizard UPC slab right now because no one fucking has it. Like it's all backed up in bulk grading, so it's just easier to focus on singles because everyone has singles and they're infinite to source.
Just wait till there's people that GameStop are hiring to go to these shows to just go buy all your singles.
Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, like you sell all that, you get 70 grand worth of capital, you buy 70 grand worth of like singles and slabs. If you make 10% on that, that's 7 racks, my guy. You make 15% on that, that's like a little over 10 racks. Like that's good money. You know what I mean? Keep churning and burning until you get to a point to where like you can't turn that money over anymore. Then you buy some sealed and let it sit in the closet. But if capital is a bottleneck, definitely sell and get to churning.
Don't sell your evolving skies.
Don't sell evolving. Do not sell.
Yeah, don't sell Evo, but
yeah, I am banking on a world where my evolving skies gets CT scanned and then graded in about 10-15 years.
That's happening much sooner than 10 or 15 years. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm down either way.
I'm talking probably within the next couple months.
Just real quick, I want to answer this question from Dark Ray. Any tips for new card show vendors? What's the most important attribute to be successful? Probably not the audience to ask, but in my limited
these two guys have both vended, so I'm gonna point to
when
that.
I did vend, it churn and burn, right? Get stuff that sells. Don't be cute with it, like I did for many, many shows. Sure, you might have people who are looking for niche stuff, but vending really is about interactions, and you get interactions It's just like a formula, right? You get interactions, people come to your table, people come to your table when you have something that people want. And if you have what's hot, what's new, priced well, then people will likely come to your table. The best attribute, you got to grind, man. You got to keep.
Also,
You got to always be buying.
Personality,
always
I
buying
think,
to sell.
is from like a different perspective. Is like, I think a good personality goes a long way as a vendor. Like good
Don't
social
be too
skills.
cool for school. Don't be too cool for school, bro. I go to these shows to buy, and people are acting like they're just like so cool. And
They're
it's
the
like, come on, dog.
coolest. Yeah.
Like, it's like, come on, dog. Like,
All
I'm trying
right,
to get
this
you
is my
money.
hobby. You're here on the weekends, dog. Like let's
Yeah,
be
like
humble.
don't be too cool for school, bro. Like nobody that does businesses at a high level is like just like come on, dude. Like just be a nice guy. Just talk to people like they're regular people. Don't talk down at like it's so wild, man. I go to these shows to buy, and like some of these vendors are just like the crappiest attitudes, man. So I definitely echo that sentiment about personality for sure.
I mean, I don't know if you don't have the personality for it, then you don't. You know, you can't. It's hard to pretend that you have the personality for it. Either you like it or you don't. And if you don't like it, it shows. People know. It's pretty easy to see. Chan asked this earlier. How do you determine price? This is back when we were talking about selling dust. When there isn't enough data on a card or slab or sealed. Well, in a market like this, you can command whatever price that you want if it doesn't exist. You know, I listed my Lucario Rumble Japanese CGC Prestige 10. There's a 5K listing in PSA 10. I just picked 3,500. Last sold was 2K in PSA 10. It might sell, it might not. If it doesn't sell, I lower it. But you kind of just have to take a shot in the dark and adjust. You know, if you don't get any action. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, look for like similar stuff too. Like if there's like if you're selling like a low pop hollow or something, and there's no comps recently and there's none listed, like look at another card from the set and then like compare off that. Like if you're selling like an Articuno or something and there's no other Articunos listed, but there's like a Chansey or something like that from the same set listed and recent sales are like $500. Well, it's like, all right, well, if Chansey's selling for $500, like Articuno is more popular than Chansey. So that at least gives you like a baseline to go off of. Now there's like, you know, different new pop and blah, 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 but like just base value, it's like, all right, well, Articuno's more popular than Chansey is. So like if Chansey's selling for I know I can at least get 500 for Articuno. So whatever percentage more popular you think Articuno is, like shoot your shot, like start high and then work your way down from there and kind of, I don't know. That's kind of how I've done it before when stuff isn't listed.
Yep. Same. Real quick, if you guys have questions, you can ask them in the chat. I'm going to start them. We'll answer them when it makes sense. I want to switch gears a little bit. Nick, what do you make of the current investor climate of like content that includes YouTubers, other things that you see, and just the general narrative around like investing in? Let's just start with sealed. What's your perspective?
Like, what do you mean specifically? First, I should caveat, like, I only really watch like you guys and Alex, Dan every once in a while. So like, I don't have like a full.
I
like,
can tell when you watch me, you're like, what is this old? Why is this old dude yelling at clouds? Like,
no, I like you guys. I like you guys, but like, what do you mean specifically? Like, do I think people are giving like misinformation, or like, what do you mean?
Well, I think what I mean is, how do you feel about the general idea? Let me start there, of people investing into sealed, like modern.
I'm bullish. Like I'm doing it. I'm doing it. It's like,
you see his background is 151, baby.
I'm bullish for sure, dog. Like I just bought like I just dumped a bunch of money into like prismatic
as planned.
I'm bullish for sure. I think okay, here's what I would say. I think new people getting in and watching it, they watch that and then they think that that's how you make money or that's how you make a business, and like that's not the case. And you make money by churning, and then when you get to the point that you can't turn your bankroll over anymore, then you start investing because you can't efficiently, like, you need to get some growth out of that money. You don't just want to like sitting in a bank account doing nothing, earning like no interest or whatever. So like at that point, and like it's not right for everybody. Like everybody's situation is different and all that sort of stuff. For me personally, like I invest. Like every month I take a certain percentage of my profit, and like I add to a brokerage account and all that sort of stuff. But like once everything is covered, like I'm buying sealed to set back because I don't have the time to like turn the bankroll over, and I'm bullish on a lot of this stuff. And especially like in the market that we're in now. Plus, like I get lucky. I see what sells in Japanese, and all the stuff that's sold insane in Japanese has done the best in English. Terastal is prismatic, went crazy. Rocket is Destined Arrivals, went crazy. And now, like I'm looking, I actually texted Jake about this earlier today or yesterday or something. I don't know when's the right time to get in, so I'm not trying to tell people to rush in right now. But Ascended is looking pretty attractive to me. If like the lowest prismatic ever got for ETBs was like $80 or whatever, there's people offering me ETBs of Ascended for like $90, and I might buy some, to be completely honest. And like that might be a super 8-brain take, but I look at how crazy Mega Dream sold. Ascended is cracked as a set. Like it is so good. The sell-through rate on Mega Dream was insane. So I know Ascended's going to do well. Now it might not be tomorrow or next week or next month or next year even, but at some point I feel like that set's going to appreciate. So I get to see, like, that's why I don't watch a lot of investing content, and like I wouldn't anyways, but like I get to see what sells well. So like I don't need to guess. I just buy what sells well. You know what I mean? And if it seems like a good price and it's like a decent percentage below market when people are offering it in bulk, I just buy a bunch to get like the best price, and then I just like forget about it and then like stick it away. But yeah,
I mean, prismatic like never went below 90 on ETB.
It didn't. Yeah. So I mean,
I don't think it's ever gone below 90 ETB ever since launch.
Yeah, so maybe I should buy more Ascended then. Like I don't know, man, but like yeah, like I said, I get a little bit of a cheat code because I sell the Japanese, and so I can kind of see like what sells through at a high level for people, and then I'm like, all right, well if it's doing well in Japanese, it's going to do well in English. And in the case of Ascended is not only Mega Dream, but it's also all the juice from the start decks in Japanese. So you've got even like more juice in that set, and it's a botched release. Like Ascended is like, people miss the obvious. Like I feel like I see so many people now like rushing into 151 and talking about 151 after it's like, dude, sometimes like the most obvious stuff is right in front of you. Like don't try to get too cute with it. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out over the next couple of years. But it's like, dude, Mewtwo, Charizard, Gengar, Gardevoir. Twice. Yeah, like Pikachu twice. Like it's like, dude, it's you don't really have to be a genius. Like you don't need to be a PhD level mathematician. It's just like it's pretty obvious, man. So that's kind of the stuff that I try to focus on. I'm definitely a set picker. Like I don't have any of the random stuff from SV, like the Paradox and like Black Flame and all that. Like I don't have any of that stuff. Like it's like all 151 prismatic surging. Like that's kind of the destined. Like that's kind of the stuff I picked. Just because, yeah, like I said, I just buy what sells well in Japanese. So
I was joking with Jake over the last few weeks that I was going to buy out all the Gengars and Dragonites, which I did not do, and I'm happy I did not, because now there's 16 listings. There was like 5 and 4 for weeks, but they're still. I mean, they're selling. Yeah, I agree. Oh, I didn't show the page. Sorry. Gengar.
This almost makes me think that art creep isn't a thing. I mean, this set just almost proves that it's. No, I mean, like art creep as a whole, like this set's packed. Like it's packed. Like this isn't prismatic. This is beyond that. There's like how many special illustration rares? Like over 20. And then there's like 30 illustration rares. Like you get the gold chases on top of that too, which aren't for me, but like
the gold ones.
All right, we're moving on. Look at this. They couldn't even.
Really quick, like last thing I would say too is like, I made a video and I didn't upload it because I felt like I was kind of all over the place. But like at the end of the video, I kind of posed this question, and I understand some people just want to collect. They're not interested in the money. They're not trying to flip stuff. They're not trying to invest. Like that's totally fine. I respect that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're here trying to increase value, if you're trying to run a business, if you're trying to flip, if you're trying to churn and burn, and you're not investing, why? Like if you believe in this enough to take capital risk, but you're not investing, like I don't understand why. Like I see businesses and I've seen people that we all know talk negatively about like these investing channels and just investing in general. And I genuinely don't get it. Because it's like those same people that are like, oh yeah, that's crazy. Like I would never invest in seal. It's like, dog, you just dropped 20 racks on singles or something. But like you're scared about like what's gonna happen to the price of a Prismatic Evolutions ETB. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make sense to me. So
I think
again, like not saying it's right for everybody. Everybody's financial, situation is different. But like I don't like if you believe in something this much that you're willing to make this a side hustle, or in a lot of people's cases, like this is your job, but you don't believe in it enough to invest in it. Like you left a job to do this, but you don't believe in it enough. Like that, I don't know, man. And I think people in Pokemon especially like have such little knowledge of other collecting categories. If you look at like if you had knowledge of things outside of Pokemon or just trading cards in general, like whether it be sports or whatever, like if you look at coins, like on the Golden Show, for instance, the first iPhone sold for what, like 12 racks, and on there he says the most basic thing. He's like, collectibles lose upwards of 90% of their value as soon as they're opened. The most brain dead obvious thing. But then this Apple iPhone is selling for $12,000. So if an unopened iPhone can go from whatever it was when it first came out, $100, $200, I don't know, with inflation, reverse inflation, but you don't think that like 151 can appreciate or Prismatic can appreciate. It's like you are so just like focused in on like what's going on with Pokemon and like your preconceived ideas of like the market's manipulated or whatever. And it's like, dude, go look at other collecting categories. Like this stuff is more valuable when it's sealed, and it appreciates better when it's sealed over time. So if you just apply that same framework to this, which is the #1 media franchise of all time and is super dominant right now and is at a 30th year anniversary, like that all kind of lines up and checks out for me, but again, I think people are just so zoomed in and so hyper focused and don't have knowledge or haven't taken the time to research other collectibles categories. And maybe that's why they see it as like riskier than it is. But it's like people are investing in sealed collectibles in hundreds of different categories. It's not exclusive to like Pokemon and Magic and whatever the new in One Piece or whatever. Like this is not a new idea. People have been doing this for literally over 100 years. You know what I mean? Like on the last season of Golden, he opened the tobacco thing, looking for the Honus Wagner, right? And he was like, we just said 30,000 a tobacco pack. $30,000. And most people probably didn't even know that existed or where the Honus Wagner card came from or whatever. But it's like, okay, this little tobacco pack is $32,000, but you don't think it's possible that 151 can go from $100 a booster bundle to 120? Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So like, sorry for the rant, but like it's
fair. There's a lot of naive people with really strong opinions on social media. Go ahead.
I think people just don't like a lot of the investor crowd because it's it's people who are not. Let me be careful how I frame this. It's people who are not in the traditional sense qualified to tell other people how to spend their money. 2, it's very echo chambery, and it's also like very hard to be wrong when all you got to do is wait. Don't buy like start decks and that kind of thing, but like buy the good sets of every era and you wait. Like, and there's nothing else. That's it, right? And it's funny now, like 151 is pumping and people are saying like, oh, you're going to buy 151. Dude, I mean, you were telling me like a year ago, you should buy 151. I'm like, okay, yeah. And it went from like 50 a bundle to 60 a bundle. I'm like, yeah. I ended up getting a couple hundred. So thank you for that. And then it started going to 80. I'm like, yeah. Maybe I should buy some more. And now it's like 150. I'm like, thank God I bought it and I just waited. But it's not like it's so brain dead. And I think the general discourse around it is just like what are we talking about this week that's new? There's nothing that's new. It's all the same things over and over again.
That's true, but like to counter, like investing is not meant to be sexy. Like it's not,
not
and,
meant to
that's
be
in like
sexy.
that's in traditional investing, traditional financial markets. It's the same thing, dog. Like the kinds of conversations I would have had with clients if I was working in, wealth management or investment banking, it's not going to be like, yo, here's my top 10 plays or what. Like that's just not how it works, especially at a high level. Like you start talking about like endowment funds and things like that. I mean, these people, right, where it's like the fund for an entire school or something like that, right? Like Harvard or something like that. Like one of the places that I was going to go work, the advisor I was going to work for literally managed the retirements for the entire longshoremen's union. Do you think they're going to ask what the top 10 altcoins are to invest in with that kind of money at stake? No, this is the retirement of the entire longshoremen's. Like, you see what I'm saying? So investing, like true investing, is not sexy. Like Warren Buffett is folksy and funny and has this sage wisdom, but he's not going to come out here and say like, here's my top 10 stock picks. He's never been that kind of guy, right? And it's the same thing with investing in Pokemon. To your point that you made though about people that are not qualified to give advice, I 100% agree with that. We made a joke, like you sent me that link and it was like some Reddit thing or whatever.
wait.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
I'm
name
sorry.
your name.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. Anyone on Reddit looking for investment? What?
Jake,
Yeah. So
Jake,
okay.
you've not
So
seen this. I had like 10 people send me this.
yeah. So like no hate and like respect to everybody. And like, to be honest, I probably deserve to be an F. I probably deserve to be an F because I am so inconsistent on YouTube. But
Wait,
all I'm
what?
going to say is first of all, I haven't heard of 90% of the people on here. Second of all, what percentage of these people are even doing 6 figures of business? So like, to the point of like being qualified or whatever, and like, I'm not saying you have to be rich to give good advice, but at the very least you need to be experienced and you need to have a proven track record. Rudy makes sense. Dan makes sense. Brian makes sense. Alex makes sense. Some of these other guys, and to be fair, I haven't heard of them, so maybe they are experienced and maybe they are doing
Hey,
like
no
big
shade.
business.
I'm not casting no shade on anyone. Just
But
so people
but
know.
come on, man. Like some of these guys with like I said to the joke I was making earlier with Kyle, like,
I gotta text this to Joey, bro. I don't know if I'm sure Joey's seen it. This is the wildest thing. I will not say names, but wow. This is why I was literally about to just say, if you're going to Reddit for investment advice, wow.
So
This is the craziest
point out
thing
this
I've seen all
comment
year.
about me, by the way. I gotta pull this up. This is best. Ready for this?
Earn Collects has some of the best advice on viewing the hobby as a whole.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Shout out to Electrical Search 20.
The op says, I don't disagree, but I feel like he plays it very safe by being vague. That is right. I do not give calls. I do not make calls on purpose.
Bro.
Anyway,
when he sent me this, I was like, dog, like, I mean, look, man, everybody's entitled to their opinion and all that sort of stuff, but it's just like, dude, the kind of people now that have 50,000 to 100,000 subscribers, it was so different 3 to 5 years ago. Like the people that were like pokey investing, pokey business 3 to 5 years ago were people that were actually running businesses. Now people have like Patreons and stuff, but it's like, what is your 90-day, dude? Like, you have a Patreon telling people how to invest and like what they should be buying, but like, what are you actually doing? Back then, it was like James and Dan and Jake from Pokenomics and like, a lot, and Mason and all these people that like actually ran businesses. Who are these people? I have no, and like, this is no shade, like no hate. I'm not trying to be spicy or whatever, but it is a little like scary that people are getting advice from these people that like aren't actually doing stuff at a high level. Like that is a little.
I generally agree that like if you don't have a business and you haven't figured out how to sell, and you're just parking money into cardboard, I think there's a stark difference from like someone who's experienced runs a business, sells, and decides to take some of that and parks it into sealed or whatever it is. That's way different than like random person works 9 to 5. They buy a booster bundle every week, every month, a booster box here and there. And then I'm not saying it's these people, I'm just saying in general. And then giving advice on people like, oh yeah, you should buy Silver Tempest because I just bought one. It's like, you bought one?
I'm not trying to like. I'm not trying to like
no,
finance shame
no.
people.
Yeah,
Like
hey,
not
hey,
at all.
hey,
Like
not at all, not at all.
$500 is a lot of money. Like I'm not hating, but
Yeah, hey, it doesn't go far in California, but what's crazy
It's
to
not-
me, I gotta send it. I didn't even see Henry on. I'm seeing
It's
so
not the
many people
money.
on.
It's to the fact that like
Holy shit!
there are people who will be
Henry's
influenced
not
by
even an
someone who's-
investor like that though. But it's like I'm sorry guys. I'm honestly so shocked that someone put this together because like, man, there's so many people on this list that are regurgitating content from other people, and like they're just going back and forth.
I mean, there's not that much. There's not that much content to talk about, and so like it's not really.
Oh.
It's all the same. To be fair, it's like there's not only so many things you can say anyway. I sent this to Nick as a meme because I said you can beat me in business, but I beat you in Pokemon.
Dude, you and Henry,
you deserve it, man. You deserve it. You've been crushing it on YouTube, but yeah,
this is crazy, man. There's people that
Yeah.
haven't even been in this
Anyway.
hobby for a year. And we're
Here's what
talking
I would
about.
say, though. No, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm man, I'm honestly in awe right now. And I would honestly be in like, I'd be laughing like hysterically right now, but I'm on a live, so I'm trying to chill out. But like, this is straight goofy. Like this act, I have no other word for it. I'm pulling a Joey.
Opinion.
Sure. But like, it just goes to show that Earn, you're on this. You're biased. Let's relax. All right. I'm not on here. I'm slightly bitter. No, but in all seriousness, like, I'm just like, this is wild. Like, and this is what I mean. Like, there are so many new people in this hobby that are taking advice without doing their own research because they're so easily mendable. They're like Play-Doh. They're pretty much dittos just running around. Like, man, it's crazy. And that's I think a big reason why prices just keep going up for like even the silliest things, because people will pay for it. People will spend their $500 that they're supposed to use to pay for their rent on this stuff. And it's just like this ongoing, like, it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy.
I would just say too, like, if you want to be successful, if you want to build a business, like the first thing I would recommend is to
turn off YouTube.
Turn off YouTube and leave Discord. Like, you are not gonna get you almost can't find worse takes anywhere else on the internet than in Discord. I promise you, dude. If you and it's such a time sink and stuff like I get it, it's entertainment, like especially the YouTube stuff, but like, dude, you start cutting this stuff out, you're gonna make so much better decisions. Plus, like, let's say like you're on the verge of making a good decision, and then you watch one of these guys, and they make you second guess yourself, and then you don't make the play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think your time is better spent elsewhere. But I mean, kudos, because like dude, 3 years ago there wouldn't even be enough people to fill this list.
There'd be like 3 people
in this niche.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, look how many more of them there are. Like, it was like Alex and Rudy. Like, honestly, I'm dying at Peak's comment.
Yeah.
Rudy is ranked S tier for stepsister. I can't.
That's crazy.
I was gonna highlight that, but I didn't want that one to come up.
I mean, shouts out to Alex. You know, like,
Well,
Alex is up there. It looks like
I mean,
Brian's
Rudy's
up
been doing
there.
this for like what?
Well,
10,
one thing I did
15
want to
years?
call out is like there's an importance of like building a circle and like people that you're tight with, and this is fed into like if you build a business, you get better connections. The people who are investing in stuff that's like very, very high return, they're not gonna post on it on like YouTube because there's not enough mouths. There's not enough to go around. You know, like this is why buyout groups happen. This is why like certain low cards get bought up. Like, you gotta think if everyone has access to it, it's not generally special. it's gonna do well. You buy sealed, but like there's so much under the hood that people do not get, and
For
it's because like
plays, yeah, for
YouTubers are not gonna,
plays.
yeah,
For
well, even
plays,
for
yeah,
investing too. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
but like look at how small our podcast is, and we talked about a shiny Suicune like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, and it got bought out that night. I don't know
that's
if you
'cause
watched
I
this
bought
retro,
two and someone
but
else bought two.
the reason why he pulled up those shiny Suicunes from Shining Fates is because I had mentioned that card is extremely low pop because it's hard to grade.
Top 500
And
retro.
Ern was like, it's like sub 500 or whatever. And like that's a really low
Okay.
pop card for
In my
ultra modern.
defense, it rebounded because there are no idiots out there that are like us that bought this.
160 for a shiny baby.
Bro,
shiny
yes.
That is crazy.
So let's get Retro's honest professional feedback on this. 160, 155, pop,
I told
pop, 588.
Oh my
It's a
God.
Suicune. It's a legendary.
Holy guacamole,
Okay.
bro,
dude.
Retro, we talked about
Give us
this
your honest
that
take.
night. All listings
Resell
got bought
rescue
out
us
that
right
night.
now.
I mean, I'm
But-
a Suicune fan, bro. Like I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say here. Oh my God, $155. What is this, like a $12 card?
It's
And the
$12
print
card.
quality
I bought
on
20
Shining
off
Faces.
a TCG player and 2 of Micah Grade, just so you have a sample size.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, God bless, bro. God bless the hobby.
this guy says I don't spill plays.
I mean, I don't think you need to spill plays. I think like investing content or investing is different than like making plays. And like to Ern's point, like there isn't enough to go around on certain plays. Like certain plays are evergreen. Like regardless of what happened with like Burger Chew or whatever, like everybody there's room for everybody to make money on that card. But like certain niche stuff, lower pop stuff that's harder to find mint condition, that kind of stuff's different. But like with investing, you know, a lot of that stuff, like I said, like it is super super accessible. And I don't try to get like super cute with it. Like I bought the prismatic bundles or whatever because I just like thought they were a good price. Like I paid $57 for 151 bundles when I bought them, and I got offered a bunch of prismatic at 50. So I was like, well, I was willing to pay 57 for 151. Like 50 for prismatic seems like a pretty good deal. And at the time, I think they were on eBay for like $60. So I was like, all right, cool. It's like 15% discount. And I was like, cool. And so I bought like a shit ton of those, and like that, there's enough to go around on, right? Until there isn't, I guess. But like plays are different. Or like same thing. Like I just bought 30 something cases of the surprise box, the prismatic surprise boxes, because right now they're selling at like a $1 premium to pack price, and then the promos have like zero value baked in. And
Wow.
regardless of what you think of the art or whatever, it's a stamped evolution. Like turn your brain off. It's a stamped evolution card. Look at how stamped stuff performs over time. And everyone was ripping those boxes to get the packs out of them. And I know that because you go and look at the listings for those promos, there's a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
And you go on TCG Player and you start buying a bunch of those promos, people send you sealed ones. You go on eBay, look at guys like Sassiato and some of these other dudes that sell like a ton of sealed. They have got tons of those promos listed. All these boxes were broken down. So I don't know. Maybe I'm an ape.
No,
Maybe I'm an ape.
you're not.
But like I
They
bought
grade
it.
well.
Yeah, they do. They came in like really good condition too. So that's another thing. So like I bought like 30 something.
The first wave did not come in good condition.
Really, the ones that I pulled, all of them. The only thing that I came across a few is centering. I don't know, and I only pulled Umbreons and Espeons. I got really lucky. I only opened like 4, but those boxes I think are a play. Yeah,
I'm gonna answer this for Peak so he can go to bed. Oh wait, this is his other question. With the 30th releasing Japan at the same time, how much less do you think you're going to sell this set? If that was normal, how negative to you guys do this? I'm tired.
I don't think it's gonna affect it at all, dog. Like, dude, to be completely honest, like I'm sold out of Municus 0 right now on eBay. Municus 0. Mega Zygarde, like Municus 0, I am sold out on eBay. I am not worried at all about Japanese and Thai and English releasing at the same time. It'll still print regardless. Dog, like Yu-Gi-Oh! I posted Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the new set has the full arts or whatever. I sold out in 45 minutes the other day. Yu-Gi-Oh!
of the over arts.
Yeah, it's called like limit over collection or whatever. I sold out of those boxes in 45 minutes, and those boxes have gapped up. Like I think they've almost doubled or something in Japan because like Japanese card stores are buying the numbered ones for like hella expensive. Or, but dude, yeah, like I'm not worried at all about the Japanese stuff releasing at the same time as the English. I think it'll do
I
just
think it's the
fine.
same exact set. I think that's my theory. It being because the simultaneous release terminology was like too on point for me to think that it's going to be the exact same set across English and Japan. I think we're going to get like a multi-language set based off of what we saw on that, which we haven't even talked about. I don't know how you guys are doing with time, but like um there was that whole Pokemon Day event with Gen 10 with the TCG stuff. Um I think I think you'll do just fine with that set. Just like you have, I mean, that perfect zero or whatever it is in Japanese use being out on that is just proving that point for sure.
I thought I was gonna get stuck with those boxes, dude. For the like, I waited to sell those boxes on eBay because I was like, oh man, and even on wholesale, people are still buying this. And I want to say, for the past month, even like after release, I thought it was gonna die off. People, I think, are still buying more Municus than Mega Dream. But those are the top two like best selling sets for me right now, and I think people are still buying more Municus. Like I had somebody the other day order 40 Municus and 10 Mega Dream, and I'm thinking to myself like, what the hell? What the hell, dude? People, maybe it's just because it's the newest thing and people want to open it or whatever. They're tired of the older sets,
Yeah.
but dude, if
The Mega
Municus
Starmie sold out in
Zero,
Card Rush. Is that why?
what? What's sold
The
out?
Mega Starmies sold out.
That's dark. That only happens in a boom. People are like, oh, is it a boom right now, bro? Like if Mega Starmie is sold out, like we're booming, like,
Like
for
the
sure.
gold cards are in stock. The is this Rosa? Is this Rosa in English? May? Whatever. Meowth
I
is in
don't know.
stock. Yeah, the other Mega Zygarde. You don't have any of the the Mega
The
Starmie in
alt-art
stock.
Starmie.
What? By the way, this is the best card in the set.
That is so good.
So good.
What the hell is that? Who is
Damn,
that?
I'm blanking.
Dinosaur Land before time.
Aurora, is it Aurora?
Aurorus.
What is it? Auroras? Yeah, something like that.
They
That's
call
like
it
some My Little
Hollow
Pony
Light.
vibes. I don't know. I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's surprising. Why? So why do you think it's selling out?
I have no idea. I guess just because it's the newest thing or whatever. Like it. I don't know,
Could it
man.
be
I thought
ascended?
people. It's a
Could it be the
small
fact that? Yeah, that's true too.
like it's a small set, so I thought people were gonna get tired of ripping it pretty quickly. But like they're still buying it, dude. Like I don't know, man. Like it's so hard, and that's why I used to argue with Josh, so because it is so hard for me to be bearish when I see what I see on a daily basis, and I see what people are ordering. It's just like, dog, like we are so far away from anything that could make me like even remotely scared at all. Like it's
Yeah. Yeah.
and sometimes it's the big shops in like tech. Dude, Brian started buying from me the other day. Brian bought some Pokemon and some One Piece and stuff. But like sometimes it's big shops. Sometimes it's someone out in the middle of Jesus East nowhere, dude, in like North Carolina or Kentucky or whatever. And they're still printing money. They're still doing good. Their business is still growing month over month. And that makes me happy for them and their business and their success. You know, these one people in Indiana that have been buying from me for a long time, they were renting a stall out of a sports card store. And that's where they started. Like they were renting a tiny stall out of this sports card store. Now they have like a 3,000 square foot LGS and they're crushing. They're crushing. And this is in Indiana, dude. This is not a high income area. This is not San Fran. This is not high population density. These people are crushing in Indiana with a TCG store.
That's
Well,
wild.
everyone
And they
knows
start,
the best cards are in the Midwest.
dude, the best houses are in the Midwest, bro. Like you look at some of this stuff on Zillow. Like we're shopping for another house right now, and you go and start looking in like the Midwest for houses, bro. You can get mansions for like 500 racks. It's crazy. Like it's crazy.
All right, Nick, this is yours because I have these. I do not follow card ass cards.
I think they're cheap. I just told Kai the other day because he showed me a Zard PSA 10 for like 11K, and I was like, that seems like way too cheap. Like that seems like way too. That should be like a $25,000 card easy. Prisms are hard to grade, man. Like they're really hard to grade. Like they scratch really easily. I mean, they're stickers, right? Like they're sticker cards. Like they're not. Yeah, the print quality was just so much different. These things came out of machines where like just raw dogged, right? So like a lot of the scuffing and print lines is just them coming out of the Cardos machines back in the day. So a lot of the time, like the best way to find these cards is like opening them from boxes. But dude, I used to have hundreds of boxes. I was buying DBZ and One Piece and all this stuff of the sealed Cardos boxes that were like used to feed into the machines. You open those and you still grade like 8s. So like the condition rarity on that stuff is it's insane. So I like it. It's niche. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool.
Retro, funny enough, someone I know actually just bought the authentic like Bandai Cardas vending machine on eBay. Like, and
fun?
is oh no, he has a complete PSA 10 set of the Cardass set. It's Jason. Jason bought it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was a good buy. Also, it's just really niche and pretty affordable. It was only 2.2 on eBay.
And another thing too, I don't know if Pokemon came the same way, but like in DBZ and a lot of the other stuff, there's two types of boxes that were fed into two types of machines. There's 20 yen and 100 yen. The 20 yen were just straight in the box, but the 100 yen, because they were wrapped in like plastic, like the same way that like theme decks from like mid 2000s were wrapped in like a plastic band, and over time that will dent the card or cause scuffing on the surface or cause warping. And so the 100 yen ones were all every increment of 5 cards was wrapped in plastic. So that's even like more conditional rarity. And then trying to get those plastic wraps off without damaging the cards, and it's completely random where the prism is going to be. So the prism could be right on the front, right next to the plastic. And if that's the case, like the cards are cooked, you know? So I don't know. I like them.
I was just going to pull up this comment from Kwa saying that I'm cautious. I'm generally just a skeptical person. So, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to say that you're bearish though. Like I cautious. Like I feel like
said cautious.
Yeah. I guess I don't feel like you're as cautious, especially knowing you and going to card party with you. Like
I just showed Retro a bunch of League of Legends cards that I blind sent. Literally,
I feel like
I didn't even look at him, dude. I just set him off.
This is a great example of like how different investing is versus investing content, and like someone like you who talks about plays, but also you don't share everything, and so like they only exactly, and you shouldn't. But what I'm saying is like they don't see that other side, so that they think that you're cautious because of what you present.
You guys want some alpha?
I don't think you're cautious at all. You've been buying dust. You've been speculating on a ton of dust. I don't think you're cautious at all. I meant that in a nice way. I was saying like, I think you're bullish too.
There's a general addiction to the cause, to the chase. I do want to get into. I know it's already 9:20, so we probably gotta bounce soon. I really want to hear from Nick, and you cannot say prismatic. You can't say ascended. Like none of this. Like people don't want to hear this, right? But like Nick, give us 2 or 3 plays, like real plays that you don't mind sharing.
Like investing plays or like plays to make.
I'm a collector, man. Like just 2 or 3. You know, give us some free alpha, as they say.
I think those Charizard promos in English, the UPC ones, are way too cheap. I think my listing for the Japanese Charizard is like $47, and those recently got bought out in Japan. And if the Japanese one is a set pull, you get one every single box. Not a Charizard, but like an MA, you're guaranteed one every single box. And the Charizard raw in Japanese is $50, 40 to $50. And the English one, which comes with an Oricorio, is like what are they now sealed? I think they're like $45, $40 or something like that. So that should not be the case. Like that will be like a $75 to $80 card raw sooner than later, in my opinion. It's also gate kept behind a product that's now like $175. And I'm sure a lot of people are keeping those sealed. A lot of people are probably ripping them because they have a good selection of packs, but I'm sure a lot of people, with just how the investing landscape has changed, like a lot of people are probably keeping those sealed. That card has no business being cheaper than the Japanese one, like zero business. So like that's a play that I think will pan out well for people. I think a lot of I look at a lot of these expensive sets, and illustration rares are like $5. And like that doesn't make sense to me either. Like Destined Rivals is what
Retro be texting me out of the blue, like, bro, why is this card this cheap?
I mean, I've been buying Flygon. Like Flygon's not like a super popular, Pokemon or whatever, but like I've been buying Flygon on TCG Player for $2.99, and I sell them on eBay for like $5 to $6. So the non-gradable copies I make money on, and if they can grade a 10, and the print quality is pretty good. So like I look at stuff like that, like that the stuff that seems too cheap. It's like the box is $600, but the illustration rares are $5. That doesn't make any sense. So like that's the kind of stuff. I mean, Piplup, even like Phantasmal Flames, like $350 box now. Piplup's like $8. You see what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff to me, it's like, what is your downside? Like maybe it's not going to triple, but like what is your downside buying those cards? And English print.
We got to kick retro. We got to kick retro before he says anymore.
Maybe I'm spilling too much, but like they're so cheap. And English print quality now is so good. Like you're starting to get like the nice rounded corners. Like there's not a ton of whitening centerings. Like really your only issue. So like a lot of that stuff, dude. I've been buying Executor for like $2-3.
Bro, so.
Dude,
$3 for an English illustration rare. What are we talking? And in a lot of cases, those
Gen
are cheaper.
1.
Yeah, there's Gen 1. They're cheaper than the Japanese.
Mega's good print too. Mega 1 is
so
good.
Good.
Yeah, like I think a lot of that stuff, like if you look at it and it's like that doesn't make sense, it's probably for a reason. There's probably a reason it doesn't make sense. So I look at that stuff and I'm like, dude, these cards are $3, but the packs are 10. And the boxes are like 300, or in the case of Destin, it's like 500 to 600. Phantasmal's like 350, but people are paying $7 for illustration rares. Like, what do we? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we like? That kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me, especially when people are paying all this money from these booth boxes in early Scarlet and Violet for Pokemon that are less popular and are not Gen 1. And those illustration rares are dummy expensive and don't come in good quality. And like, so like that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me. So those are the plays I'm making. And then, just like I said, the stamped evolutions, I don't think those have any, like Sylveon's like $4. Like in what world would you be like, a stamped Sylveon from the most hype set in like the past 2 years, maybe other than like 151, is a $4 card. Does that make any sense to anybody? Lugia, the stamped Lugia is like $2.
It's funny because like I think there's gonna be people who hear you and it's just gonna be like, oh, this is like not interesting, too cheap, or like these cards are expensive, or like
hold on. Let's paint a really clear picture here, y'all. There is stuff that is so obvious that we already had it. The Meowth, Phantasmal Flames. It was considered potentially a exclusive to Japanese. Was selling in a 10 for $300. Like the promos with the Wooper, I can't remember what the raw sealed price was, going for a silly amount. It comes out in Phantasmal Flames. It is a $13 card. $13. It is the top most expensive illustration rare in Phantasmal Flames. If you stayed around till 9:30, like, what?
Oh my
Come
God,
on
this
now.
looks dark. Look, Zard.
I think too, like when it comes to like scaling, I look at stuff like, like Executor or Wigglytuff or like any of these. That Gengar, okay, this is the last thing, and then I'm gonna shut up because it's way too much sauce. The Charizard and the Gengar have no business being $3. I've been buying a ton of those. They have no business being $3. Those cards look so good, even in English, and it's more expensive in Japanese too. That Charizard is gonna be like a $10 card before you know it. You look back at like Rayquaza VMAX, like VMAX.
Erd's buying right now. Erd's buying on
those are like $10. But here's the thing: you buy these illustration rares for like $3 to $5. They come in, and okay, it's not gradable, so you sell it on eBay. You break even, maybe you make money in some cases. But if they grade and they 10, you're gonna get like anywhere from $60 to $80 after eBay fees, shipping, grading, all that sort of stuff. Percentage gain on that is massive. You're not making $500, but you can probably sell 3 of those cards a day. So like that is the kind of stuff that's like scaling. Like back in the day when Celebrations Charizard got blown up, I was buying Blastoise and Venusaur because same thing. Cards were $2 or $3. Back then you could grade them for $15 and they'd sell for $60 to $70. I'd sell 5 a day. I was like 3xing my, you know what I'm saying? Like like the percentages are crazy. It's not sexy, but like that's what business is. That's how you scale. You make those kinds of plays in volume that have good percentage return, that grade really good, that sell through a lot. Like it's the same. I mean, Burger Chew, it's the same. Burger Chew is still a play. I think the packs are like $25. I think my listing on eBay is like $85. Go look at how many I've sold through that listing on eBay. And I sold hundreds more through PSA by like sending directly to PSA and then having them get the offers back. So like that kind of stuff, it's like everybody wants to grade the $1,000 Altar. That shit's not scalable. It's like you hit big one time because you went to a card show, got a card for $200, graded it, hit a 10, and you sold it for $600. That's great. I'm happy for you. Go do that 5,000 times. This is the kind of stuff that you can do 5,000 times. That's evergreen. That works in any market environment over and over. And if the price raw comes down and the price PSA 10 comes down, then like great. In that environment, grading is probably cheaper. Less people are sending. Less people are making those plays. Less people are grading. No one was great, dude. I was buying blind on TCG Player. I was buying from people on Facebook, which is super dark. 100 Blastoise, 100 Venusaur at a time. I literally made posts in these Pokemon groups, and I said, no limit. I am buying any mint Blastoise and Venusaur from Celebrations. I had people sending me hundreds. None of them were grading. Meanwhile, they're selling 5, 10, 20, 30 a day on eBay, PSA 10 for $60, $70. You're not going to sit on that card. You go and back then you could grade for $13 to $15 and you're getting your cards back bulk in like a month. It's free money. But people don't want to make this stuff. People are like, oh, I'm scared to send a PSA. What do you think is going to happen if you buy an English illustration rare for $3? It's a Gen 1 Pokemon. Even if you send it 20 or 25 or whatever bulk is now, you think you're not going to be able to sell that card on PSA 10 for $60 when those come back in 5 months? At the end of summer, when we're heading into the holidays, when people are buying collectibles and back indoors? Hello? Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
The work people don't want to do. I mean, this is why I graded 2,000 cards last month. It's not what you think it is. There's not a bunch of Umbreon VMAXs. I want to be conscious of time. We're at 9:30. Anything else that you guys want to get into? We can answer a couple more questions, and then we can probably call it.
Favorite starter, Gen 10. Let's go. Run it. Actually, I'm gonna guess your guys's. I'm gonna guess. Where can I
find this online?
I mean, just type in Gen 10. Yeah, Gen 10. I mean, I think they're all over the place. They're definitely all over my Instagram. I've been reposting everyone's art rendition. I will say I was actually very excited when I saw them, like immediately. And that's hasn't happened in the last 3 gens since XY XY.
Are you saying that because we're booming, or are you saying that because you think you actually mean it?
So no, when I saw the water starter, I'm like I grew up loving dinosaurs and catching lizards as kids. So like seeing a water starter that's like a gecko, I'm all over. I was all set. And then the one that I was probably the least excited about is Pombon, but I think what's funny is I think that's the most popular one overall. I do think that Brout is starting to take over because of the memes. Brout is just I think Brout looks way better than Rowlet. Sorry,
He's
Thrifty.
definitely worn on
If
me.
she
Definitely
yeah,
wearing on me.
if she's watching, I'm sorry, but like Brout's like I think what excites me about them is that they all have really cool personalities based off of what I've seen so far. And I think that's a big like aspect that people need to consider. Also, I love how simple they are. Like it feels in a weird way like Gen 1 and 2. And maybe that's just me. But yeah, Gekwa's my favorite, Brout's my second favorite, and then probably Pombon. But I think Earns is actually Brout. And I actually think Retros is also Brout.
I'm now. I think I'm a Brout fan now. Yeah, I did not like Brout at first. I was like, "What is this? Didn't we have a Rowlet and no one liked it? If we get like a Blaziken, that'd be pretty sick. Leaf Blaziken.
There's
I think it's
a
gonna be cool.
there's a super like meme. I don't know where it came from, but there's a super meme picture of like angry Brout, and I zoomed like way in on just the face, and my girlfriend was like laughing, and she's like, "You need to save that as my profile picture in your phone or whatever." Like, you know, on like iPhone, how you so like that's her profile picture now. I think Brout's like hella memeable, hella funny. I don't know. I like Palm Bond, but I think I don't know, man. I think he's just like derpy and
Bro,
goofy.
this is the best.
Yeah,
I
with
gotta
the
hide I
jacket is
gotta hide my
crazy.
other stickers, bro. This thing is so good. Oh, show
Yeah,
up, show up. I gotta hide my face.
with him in
There,
the
it's so good, bro.
leather
Oh my
jacket or the
god.
puffer.
The
Yeah,
puffer, the Bronx, yeah, little Bronx kid.
I think like, and maybe this is me just like a hyper chilling or whatever Alex says all the time or whatever, but like I think the kinds of arts that you're gonna get from Wind and Waves, or is it Wind and Waves or Wind and Wake, or it's
Winds
Wind
and
and Waves.
waves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like the kind of arts that like if they really wanted to go crazy with it, like the tropical vibe and like just islands and like sky and super scenic, like the kind of stuff that they could do would be so sick. I don't know if they're gonna execute on it. We'll see, but like I feel like because people are always like, remember when people are like, oh yeah, like as soon as they go to a new generation, the market's gonna slow down because that happens every time. It's like, bro, watch them come out with like, first of all, mega people went crazy for it, if you want to call that a base set. Watch them come out with like some crazy arts or something for the, and like that whole like
We haven't even
narrative.
seen the legendaries. We haven't seen
Yeah,
the legendaries yet.
but yeah, and
And
if those are gas,
I'm
then
all
like that
set.
whole narrative is out of here, bro. Like they could do.
That's actually pretty good.
I'm excited, bro. Like I don't play the games or anything like that. Like I don't. At some point, I'd like to get back into it, but like I'm genuinely excited. I think Winds and Waves is like a cool. It's a cool. Like
It's
I like that
fire.
better than Scarlet and Violet personally. Like I think
Oh,
Winds and Waves,
facts.
it could be like super gas. Like the kind of art, like they could let these artists go crazy with these cards. Like I'm excited, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm pumped.
Likewise, I think they're gonna play off the W as far as the legendaries go. Like just the way that it rolls off both, and like there's rumors about. I noticed it immediately in the trailer, but there's this. This just sounds ridiculous, but there's this weird, really weird gray cloud that like dark gray cloud in the background after they show the starters that gets like I don't know. There's something there, and like the whole hoverboard thing that they got, they're going to be able to take it underwater and probably into the skies. Like there's going to be some cool aspects. Also the terrain, like being able to go underwater and like that's a first. It looks like it's a whole biome. Like I don't know, man. They're like they showed off some of the stuff with like slugma and the cave, like the volcanic caves or whatever, and I'm hyped. Like I haven't been this excited for an overall game, and I barely played Scarlet and Violet. I played a little bit of Sword and Shield, but I think I would buy a Switch 2 just to play this.
Well,
Like, I don't know.
I'll
what
tell
if
you the
too
other
like
games were not good.
Yeah.
What if
of
what if one of the legendaries is like underwater and then one of them is like a in the sky, like in the clouds or something like that? Like that would be
I'm pretty certain, bro. But
that'd
just
be
based off the
crazy.
fact, yeah, and like I don't know if you guys caught on, but the Pikachu's, I call them Tio and Tia, but like the ones that are like dressed up in like the male Pikachu with like the white hat, that's the Winds Pikachu. And the one with the blue hat, the girl Pikachu, she's in waves. Because if you look at the two main characters, I believe the guy is wearing the like white hat, and it had already been mentioned that the white style of character, like the white clothing or whatever, is going to be for Winds, and the blue cap is for waves. So like you're probably going to interact with that version of that Pikachu based off what game you choose. But like, yeah, man, it's gas. Like anyone disappointed, I'm just like, every time people just have just over high expectations. And I honestly, I had low expectations and this exceeded it beyond. And I think that's just because Pokemon knows that like this is Gen 10. This is a huge deal for the overall IP. So they're gonna go all out, and the graphics look better finally. I think, oh, there's that weird gray. If you look, and there's that weird gray cloud that looks like a snake.
This one?
Yeah. That random dark gray cloud. And I don't know if it's hinting at something or whatnot, but
It's like a toucan bird.
yeah, it looks strange, but
Or it looks like a guy skydiving and his face is down and these are his feet.
yeah.
That's a crazy catch, dude. I didn't even see that. That's insane that you caught that. But you do be doing that, bro. That's why you're the Poke art content go.
Dude, I'm not the art person.
I will say
I
this,
watched the
here's
trailer probably like 10 times.
okay. Here's a preemptive play. If they make those Pikachus with the hats into promo cards, don't think
Bro.
just buy. Like for real.
Oh god. I
Pikachu
was
in a
thinking about
cowboy
that
hat,
too.
bro. Like good, super
Yeah.
good night. Cowboy Pika. Come on. Landman just came out. You know people are on that type of vibe right now.
Bro.
Qua asks, are you guys another TCGs? Yes.
I'm not. I don't touch anything else other than Pokemon anymore.
I bought some One Piece promos, but that's about it. I'm selling One Piece now pretty consistently, which is nice. Like I'm finally able to offer that. But me personally, like making plays, I'm not trying to get too cute. But yeah, I'm happy that like all this like other stuff is popping off, and it's cool to see. Like I'm glad these other IPs are getting love. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not educated enough on those markets to like make smart plays, so I'm just kind of staying in my lane with Pokemon.
All right, another one from Peak. How do you generate profit in a market without referencing grade cards or physical items themselves? Basically, explain the whole idea as a whole. Here's I can explain how I don't make profit. I am not a buyer at a percentage, and then I sell and capitalize on the percentage that I got a discount on the price that I got a discount on. Meaning, like, I don't buy things at 80 and then go to a show and sell at 95. I don't vend anymore, and I'm not like buying singles like that. I'm not buying slabs like that. A lot of how I make money now is like grading, straight up grading, and then selling stuff that is in the stash, old investment stuff, old collection stuff that's just appreciated. That's how I make most of my that's actually how I made most of my money in the last few years.
What about you, Jake?
Go ahead. I need to think about it more.
I'll say I'm gonna make a video, so I don't want to like go super in depth, but like solving problems, like that's what I'm doing. Like I'm solving problems, I'm providing services. That's what my business has shifted into for sure. It used to be grading cars and stuff like that, and now it's definitely like solving problems, providing services. Yeah, trying to build the infrastructure rather than like get overtaken by it, I guess.
Jake, you want to tell us anything?
I don't know if I have anything to add, to be honest. I'm
Okay.
basic. I mean, I would say there's probably opportunity in content as far as like growing connections and, middlemaning things, but that's really it. Like I'm still just your typical buyer, seller, grader. Like it works. Um, yeah, nothing else to add there.
Okay.
I think you're really I think you're really good at curating things, and I think you're really good at I think you have an eye and insane attention to detail. If you want, I know you got a juicy new job and stuff like that now, but I think if you ever wanted to monetize that, I think that there's 100% a way that you could monetize that skill set. You're obviously you're good at the content, you're good at editing, you're good at making posts on Instagram and all that sort of social media and graphic stuff, which is definitely a skill set that can get you a high salary and stuff like that. But as far as your card specific skill set, I think that there's definitely a way for you to scale that if you wanted to, outside of just grading cards, because like I said, I think you're good at curating. I think you're good at spotting things that other people don't. I like watching you just because you're the homie, and I like your content's refreshing in the sense that it's I like art and stuff like that too. But you'll point stuff out, like we were talking earlier about the plays and this is too cheap, this is Gen 1. You see all that same stuff. So sometimes I'll watch
Yeah.
your stuff and I'll be like, oh yeah, that's a good point. And then I'll go look at something and I'll be like, oh yeah, he's onto something here. So I could see you the same way people write those articles for TCG Player and stuff like that. I could see you being somebody that calls stuff out way early, and whether that's a play on a raw card or something like that. I could see that being scalable for sure. So
Nick, are
yeah.
you saying? Do you think it's a good idea if Jake and I make a Patreon?
Hey man, I think you could definitely provide some value to people for sure. So yeah.
Oh boy.
I do get probably 2 or 3 consult style requests on social, just randomly, a month. And I have charged 50, 75 for half an hour to an hour.
Oh, you gotta
And
up those
it
numbers,
works.
bro. You can't be. You got. You don't
It's
want to
weird though, it's anyway. Jake, maybe something we can talk about.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I get more than now than ever. I get a lot of message about graphic design opportunities or people just asking for advice on a lot of things. And it's a lot of both new and old people that I think sometimes I think I'm just too nice of a guy to try to want to capitalize on it. I also know what it's like to be in a place where you're starting out and you're looking to connect. And it's not about how can I extract from that person. I don't think in that mindset. I guess I just don't wear that business cap in that way.
Yeah.
Because I personally feel like I found more value and opportunity by having more genuine relationships. Like Retro, you and I met, and I don't even really buy from you other than maybe the one time that I have recently, which was those building battles for Destined Rivals. But
Yeah.
I and there's people a lot of people in the chat that I've had conversations with on Instagram that are asking for advice, and I've been worse about it over the last couple of weeks. I ain't gonna lie, with just work, but even making content, hearing you say all those nice things, Retro, is kind of lighting a fire under my ass to make that video I've been meaning to make. But yeah, I don't know, man. And that's why I probably get framed as the collector boy too. I think I I talk about and present myself here very differently, I think, than a lot of others. I didn't think that for a long time, but hearing you say that and some of the things I've heard from other people, it's starting to kind of make it. It's starting to feel that way actually, and I don't know. I kind of just doing my own thing and growing the way that I want to grow. But there's not a lot of profits there right now. But I think it's one of those things for me that's like that will come later on, if that makes sense.
I think it'll 100% come later on, dude. There's infinitely more collectors than there are investors. Look at all the biggest channels. They're not investing content, they're collecting content. They're
Yeah.
about the art, they're about the new sets, they're about like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
your ceiling is so much higher than like me or probably like Earn or what. Like you people need that, and like people need to hear, like especially like new collectors that come in. Like for every one business person that comes in and wants to know how to like make money here, there's probably like 100 collectors that want to know like where to get started. So like for you, somebody that's like graded your own card, like even the showing that it's possible for you to like buy stuff raw and grade your own collection and create value that way, like that is
Yeah.
so huge for people coming in that are like, oh man, like I want this complete set, but like I can't afford this. It's like, well, like, you know, Jake was able to build this like insane Sun and Moon collection, like grading a lot of it, like Sword and Shield, like grading a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff is very relatable to people. And yeah, like I think it's like very consumable, and like when you talk about the art and stuff, people want to hear that. And like maybe right now, I think part of the reason maybe you are not down on yourself, but you are hanging around and talking to a lot of people that are in the business and investing side of things. And so those people might have like a predisposition to where they're less attracted to collector content because that's not their main focus, but that is not indicative of like the broader hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So like
That's fair.
I think that like a lot of people would be interested in, like, I don't collect it really, but like I like your stuff a lot. And I think that a lot of people would like your stuff if you stay consistent with it and keep doing what you've been doing and making the kind of stuff. And I have no doubt that you get to, you know, 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers. Like there's no, I mean, dude, sometimes autoplay will come on YouTube and people will pop on and say like the most brain dead stuff. And like you look at the views and it's like 20,000 views. And it's like, there's no reason why you talking about like the intricacies of like who drew this and like what other cards they've drawn out. There's no reason why you shouldn't be right there. So stick with it. It's a grind, but like I have no doubt that like you'll get there over time for sure.
Appreciate you, dog. Thank you.
And I'm gonna win too. I'm a huge Camille fan,
You
guys.
You know,
Arena?
while you guys were
Arena?
giving me compliments, I went and bought like 18 Flygons
Yeah.
and five or six more Meowths.
I love art. Arita, 5-band.
All right, let me
That
spend
other-
another 5 minutes talking about how cool Earn is really quick.
Nomura?
All right,
Is
so-
Nomura one? I know, it's okay. I mean, this is why I want to launch a Patreon with Jake so we can monetize our time.
Hey, I'm all for that. Also, make sure to go subscribe to Retro on YouTube. He's
Yes,
been cranking out
please.
content like a madman. He is literally someone I instantly click on anytime he puts a new video out. So make sure to subscribe to Retro, follow him on Instagram. Make sure to go buy Japanese, Chinese. What else are you selling? You selling any other languages?
One Piece.
Yeah,
I don't want
guess-
to. We can cut that out. Yeah, we don't got to talk about that.
Yeah, we don't need the One Piece. We don't need the One Piece, but yeah,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I as soon as I'm feeling a little bit better, I got a few ideas for content. I need to make some videos and stay consistent with it. It's tough. It's tough, man. Like I give people that can stay consistent with it a lot of credit because it's, I don't know. Like sometimes you get like insecure or whatever. And like most people are like really supportive and stuff, which is nice. Like most people say nice things in the comments and stuff like that. But like you get imposter syndrome or just like, you know, like, does anybody care about this or whatever? And, you know, it's good to have like positive people around you just saying like, just upload it, man. Like, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, it's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. So I respect people that can stay consistent with the content for sure.
Yeah, I think of Dan, and I got Dan's just like I truly think he is just like a robot, or he's got like some special type of autism that allows him to just never break. Like I'm so serious. Like,
You haven't hung
like
out Dan in person enough.
yeah, and I know. Like it's just shout out to Dan, love the guy, but like it's just like it's so impressive to see and motivating, and like he'll poke fun at us like when we post in between and we're not consistent with our podcast here and there because life happens and whatnot. But Dan refuses to consider that as an excuse.
You're not in Pokenomics anymore, but he or someone clipped one of his streams where he was like memeing about go full time. Like, quit your job, go full time. It's just like a 5-second clip of him saying that.
Of repeating that.
It's the funniest thing. What are you waiting for? Quit your job, go full time. Shout out Peak. Apparently you're gonna be on his channel next week with
let's go
talking about the business. So very cool.
Hell yeah. I'm excited to hear more about that too.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. But yeah, man, no, I appreciate you guys having me on. I know I get after you in the live chat sometime or meet on you guys, but I really do.
We don't know who you're
appreciate
arguing
you.
with half the time, honestly. I'm just like,
yeah. Well, I know, probably just myself, but like, I mean, part of the reason I text you guys too, and I'm like, am I crazy about this? Like, does this seem too cheap or whatever? Is because like I genuinely value your opinions and I want to see where your heads are at on stuff. Because yeah, like I enjoy like listening to you guys' opinions and I like your content and stuff. So yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys having me on, and I hope you guys stay consistent with this because I think this is gonna be like one of the new meta like Pokemon podcasts moving forward. Like if you guys can stick with it, like it seems like you get good traction and stuff. So keep
hell, we had almost 200 concurrent viewers in this one.
Yeah, before
we're
dropping
200.
We were at 150, 160. So either
that's crazy.
Either someone's stream boosting or we're doing something right. And the VODs get like 3,000 to 4,000 views just for the 16:9. So I don't know. I'm in someone's algo feed. Something's going on.
It's working.
We'll take it. So yeah, it's working. This is going to be a weekly podcast, which we can't do next week because I'm going to be gone. But I pushed Jake. I was teasing him at Card Party 6 months ago. It's like, yo, man, hey, just hear me out. All right. We should try to do this weekly. He's like, no, we'll figure it out. Yeah, we went like 1 in 5 weeks and 1 in 4 weeks because we got busy and stuff. So
life happens, but like I truly enjoy the pod, and like having people on like you and Quilly is just I'm all for it. It's also just less work for me because especially now with work, like those slide decks are getting cut down, baby. Like I cannot.
I've been telling him to stop making so many slides. He like goes on his hair.
It's entertaining for the viewers, man. I find it as added value to our podcast that I don't think anyone else was doing. So I don't want them to go away.
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
It's high quality for sure. But yeah, man, like I would just say like don't sleep on your own potential. Like I think if you guys stay consistent on whatever it is that you're trying to do, like I don't know, like maybe like write down a goal or maybe like write down a doubt that you have and then store it away somewhere and don't look at it until like Christmas or something, like December, and then come look back. And I promise you, you're gonna be like, I can't even believe I was thinking that way. Like you have no idea what's possible if you stay consistent with it. I think you guys have a ton of potential. Like, and I don't know, man. I think the industry and the market and the consumer base and everybody that is here now is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Like if you guys just continue to be authentic and continue to be yourselves and stay consistent, like if you build it, they will come type thing. Like the whole field of dreams thing, like you will find your tribe and you will curate the demographic that is interested in what you have to say. And those kind of people are going to stick with you for the long term. You know what I mean? So I know it's tough, like when you first start and especially with the content stuff, but like, I have no doubt that like 2027, 2028 rolls around and like, you guys are pillars, you know what I mean? Like you guys are like right up there with all the other big, I mean, you kind of already are, right? You know, but like, yeah, man, like the upside here is so insane. It's so insane, man. Like, and it's just so cool to see. It's so cool to see people that like I didn't even know 3 years ago, and like all this stuff they've been able to accomplish. I don't know if I can talk about like what you guys have going on in real life with but like that to me is like so amazing, and like I'm so proud of you guys. So yeah.
I love you, man.
Same, man. I feel like this is the bullish side of the hobby that we don't get to talk about enough is like the people that are involved, like and giving them their flowers. Like I truly am all about that. I can get pretty sappy at times, but like like is feelings are mutual, dude. Like 100%. Like I've literally been rooting for you since day one, seeing you grow, seeing Earn grow. Like everyone has their own lane, and like I don't see us as competition in any way other than like there to support one another as cheerleaders, bro. Like, or even like if I can do anything with my platform to help you guys in any way, like is no questions asked, like whatsoever. Like I'm a small fry, but like legitimately, like I I've I've come from a very humble background, very like broke, like family's broke, my family's still broke. And so like to me, like I know what that's like, and I know how hard it is to come out of that. And so I'm still trying to like I'm still figuring that out, but like I want to give other people the space that I can. Like I ask people like that are like trying to like do something in this hobby that I genuinely trust, that I see that they're passionate, I see that they're legitimate and just like actually genuine, and I'm like, bro, mention me in your Instagram. I'll repost it wherever I can. Like I'll mention you on my YouTube. I had people send me stuff like for the first time recently in my PO box. They asked me, like they just reached out, and I was like, bro, I'm going to promote the hell out of you because like you went out of your way because you reached out to some stranger that you follow on YouTube. They're an artist. So I'm like, this is a perfect place for me to like give flowers where I can. Like, and I'm going to continue to do that regardless of my viewership, subscriber count. Like, it's just the person I am. Like, I don't know.
I unfortunately cannot go to San Diego.
Oh, what? You're the one that's been bugging me this whole time. Is it?
I committed
all right,
myself
we can talk about
my family, and yes, I unfortunately
that's all
cannot.
right.
But
That's fair.
Card
I'll
Party
rub it in your face.
Collecticon is in San Francisco, right?
It is.
And
We will
Worlds is in
all
San
be.
Francisco.
Yeah. Retro, show out to Worlds. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, we're
You gotta
trying
come
to hit up
through.
the hotels with all the
I'm
side
not a
trade,
big enough.
unofficial
Don't
trade
you have to get
nights.
like a special
No.
pass?
No, we.
No, you go to the hotels where everyone does sell and buy and sell and
Yeah.
trade night.
Also,
They
the
don't let
XP
you
event.
do.
We gotta
Yeah, the
all
XP
sign up for
thing.
that. We gotta sign up for that as soon as it, and that's like early April. So
Yeah, I'm
I'd be down to slide. I know I'll probably do a Charlotte Collecticon, but as of right now, I don't have anything else planned out for trips. But I definitely like to see you guys. I miss that, dude. I was killing myself last year building stuff, and like I didn't go anywhere or see anyone in the hobby, and it was a bummer for sure. So I definitely like to hang out with you guys. And yeah, man, I mean, like to your point about just like growing up, and like people work their entire lives and don't get to do things that they're passionate about. Like, wouldn't it be insane if like you were able to meaningfully change your life off of like Pokemon, like something that you're passionate about, right? Like that's so insane to see. And I don't get like a lot of the hate on the business stuff, because I've seen people like Chef or whatever. Dude's like a single dad
dude,
who was working in a kitchen busting his butt, and now he's like a big deal on eBay Live, right? And he's full time in this, taking care of his family, and like that kind of stuff is possible here. And so like I don't know, man. Like I'm not to get like weird or emotional or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I don't see you guys or anybody as competition either. Like I want us all to be successful so that like when we all see each other, we can go like get a nice steak or what, you know what I mean? Like that is what all this, and nerd out and show each other cars and talk about art and stuff like that. Like that's what it's all for. Like what are we doing this for if we can't enjoy each other's company and like enjoy the fruits of our labor and stuff? And like that's all possible here. That's all possible here. So yeah, man, we'll have to plan something. I want to come see you guys for sure.
has to happen
for sure. I think that's it. We're gonna call it. We did another 3-hour stream. I'm gonna be so wrecked tomorrow. I gotta wake up at 4. I gotta leave the house at 4:50. Yeah,
fun.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Cool. I think that's it. Any other closing notes, guys?
That's it for me. Appreciate you, Retro. Appreciate everyone for watching, tuning in this late.
Yeah, thanks you guys for watching. We will be back, I think, in 2 weeks, right, Jake?
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
good. 2 weeks. I'm incredibly busy next week. I unfortunately cannot make it work, but 2 weeks, and then hopefully regular uploads, and yeah, that should be it. Thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Peace, y'all.